Just doing some last-minute reading of this fine rule book. It's Pathfinder 2E. If you guys play this, it's a phenomenal game. Look at all these rules. So heavy. Grant, you should add a little weight to your Peloton workout. You could use this to do some curls.
It's actually impossible to open my Pathfinder rulebook because I have been doing that. It's just covered in sweat.
You could probably rip this like a phone book. You big giant. What's going on, everybody? Do not adjust your TV screens or your computer screens. This is the Glass Cannon Network presents D&D 5e, one night only? Question mark? I'm so fired up. I'm spitting already. All right, you did it. Yeah, we set a Patreon goal as a joke. You just...
What am I, a joke to you, Troy?
No, Anne, you're anything but. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the lovely Anne Richmond here tonight.
Hey.
The zookeeper for these wild animals. Anne, you are a true trooper and a real gem to take on what I'm sure is going to be just a disaster.
Well, there's a reason we're going to Avernus. It's so I don't have to feel guilty if I need to keep you in line, Lavali.
That's fair. We couldn't be more excited to play, and I think having you be our guardian through all this, our companion, I think is the perfect way to do this, because we dabbled a little bit, and we really didn't know what the hell we were doing. We thought, oh, we know how to play Pathfinder. We can just walk into this and figure it out. And we realized there are a lot of differences. So I think tonight is going to be a great chance for us to dive in and see how we really feel about this in comparison to not only Pathfinder, but the other new systems that we've been playing as of late.
Yeah. I think sometimes you need a Sherpa.
We do need a Sherpa. Do you want to be our Sherpa?
Oh, I'll do it. I'll take you up the mountain or down to hell, as the case may be.
Hashtag and Sherpa.
Oh, no.
How long have you been playing 5e?
So I've been playing 5e since it came out, because I was playing 4e before it emerged on the scene.
I'm so sorry.
So I've been playing it since then, but only, I would say, DMing it for about 3 years, and which I hope is enough for you. You know, anyone who's looking to measure my resume.
In your interview.
Yeah, I've been DMing more seriously within like the last 3 years. And ultimately, I've been playing, obviously, I think a lot of us are playing more games these days with COVID and everything going on. But I tend to make time for this game and other systems like 5 nights a week, which is kind of problematic maybe. But hey, you got to get your reps in. So that's my workout for my brain.
So did you play 3.5 and then play 4 and then play 5, or did you start really with 4?
So I played 3.5 in high school, but only like a couple of times. Mm-hmm. And then I did a Pathfinder first edition like trial at a PAX East or something like that at one point. And I thought, man, I want to get back into this. And my friends really wanted to get into D&D. So one of them went out and bought all the 4th edition books. And we sat down, we played it for a while. And, everybody knows how many people feel about 4th edition. But hey, if there's a space for it in your heart, then great. And I kind of didn't know really what I was missing, because it had been so long since I had seriously played a character for more than, just sitting down for a couple of hours. And it wasn't until I started playing 5e that I just like truly, truly fell in love with the system. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Skid, how do you feel about all this? You started with... Did you start with the red box?
Yeah, I did. My uncle bought me the red box in 1982, I think, and basic D&D, and that's what I played all through high school. And then I got back into it when I started doing shows in Denver, and then I dropped off again. But yeah, I've been playing D&D on and off for 40 years. works better. So
Why aren't you running this game tonight?
I don't want to, and Anne is so good at it,
years.
I believe. So
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's time to pass the torch. We need some young people around
the
here to
younger
shake the game up.
generation needs to take over. And by the way, I saw someone. I'm not even going to say it. I saw someone in the chat say something horrible. I'm not even going to repeat it.
Horrible.
Cool.
Horrible
Awesome.
in the chat?
That's great.
No, it can't be true.
Not our chat.
Feeling good about it.
Somebody said that D&D 4th edition is the COVID of tabletop role-playing games. And that is completely unfair to
Yeah.
COVID, which is not nearly as bad as I thought it would be.
All right. That's enough of that. Listen, some people, I think
did enjoy 4E. I really enjoyed 4E.
I ran a game with Skid. He played in it. We had a good time. It was a good game. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly think that, if 4E opened the door for more people to say, hey, this is a thing I want to try, then great. I'm fine with it. We have 5th edition now, which I believe has a little bit more, I almost said girth, and I was like, gross. But sure, girth to it.
They always speak about the
length.
girth of 5e. That's what I hear at conventions from table to table. The girth of the system is unsurpassed.
Can't replicate the girth of 5e with something
yeah.
as slim as Pathfinder.
It's true.
girth.
And so I think, however people get into games, I'm just happy that they're at the table. That's how I feel about it. And maybe people think that's too soft, but I don't care. I'm a little soft.
I agree. It doesn't matter how terrible or underbaked the system is, or whether it should have been released at all. It doesn't matter as long as you get them to the table. That's
Exactly.
I totally agree.
Exactly.
It brings people together. That's
Thanks for
all
sharing
that
your very
matters.
real thoughts, Skid. So glad to have you on my show.
No, it's going to be great. We love to poke fun because we find it's funny, and a lot of people who follow us find us funny. Then there's a lot of other people that are incredibly sensitive about it. So let's really needle them tonight. For the rest of you, we're going to give it an honest shot. I'm excited, and the reason I'm so excited is because of D&D Beyond, which seems to me to be the greatest invention in the modern tabletop era. It is.
Wow.
They're not sponsoring us yet, but it is unbelievable how clean it is. And it really just makes it easy. Because if you try to explain a role-playing game to the uninitiated, it's like, it's really hard. I think they make it as easy as possible, and a lot of that has to do with the 5e system as well.
Yeah. I think ultimately D&D Beyond is such a great tool, and when it first came out, it did not offer a lot, and it was clunky, and it felt like you could see what they wanted it to be and just how far they had landed from that, and it was very frustrating. And then I checked it out again a couple years later, and I was like, oh my god, this is actually amazing. And then of course I didn't want to get into it because you have to, if you want to use all of the different knowledge that you can get in all the books in D&D, you'd have to buy them again, and that's definitely a gate for some people that they're just not willing to go through. But now that it is so clean, now that it, connects up in these different ways with different virtual tabletops, I really think it is such a strong investment. I will never not want to hold a book in my hand. It's just a musty old tome. Gotta love it. Never not going to want to do that. Never not going to want to flip through endless pages of beautiful artwork. I need it. But when it comes to, especially in this era of playing remotely with so many people, I think you can't overlook it, and you can't overstate how great it is at getting people in the door.
What it made me think about was how the install bases are so different, and how what ends up happening is that Pathfinder is the boutique Mac OS computer of the TTRPG worlds. It has a lot of special kind of crunchier and bespoke things to it, but because the install base is much larger, D&D feels like Windows. There are much more applications. There's more games to it. There's just a larger user base to justify some of the investments into something like D&D Beyond, which would be a programming nightmare to be a project manager on. It's an amazing system, but it is so detailed and dense and clicky, and But it's only because of how many people, and that's why there's so many more Windows machines out there, and that's why there's so many more games and programs ported to it. So
Yeah.
Matthew Capitacazzi, your thoughts?
I don't know what the term install base means.
Me neither. I'm just faking it till I make it, man.
Never heard it in my life, Matthew. I'm right with you.
So my thoughts are pretty much caught up in that.
I was just thinking how it is a really good analogy, I think, because the only thing that really made sense to me is that Troy has always talked a lot of shit on D&D 5e and loves Pathfinder, and he has always, by the way, not knowing what he's talking about.
Look at the girth on this book.
Talked a lot of shit on Windows and always praises Mac despite knowing nothing about PCs or Windows.
Right.
It's true. There's a little connective tissue there.
So it was a really good analogy, Grant. It worked on a lot of levels.
I was like going to bed last night. I was thinking about that, and I was like, oh yeah, and Troy also hates Win.
Yeah. And I really held my tongue because I want to be nice tonight. I'm going to play nice. This is Anne's playground. We're just visiting tonight.
Right.
So Anne, take us into your world.
Let's do it.
We're ready to play.
Oh boy, guys, let's get into tonight's episode of D&D 5th edition.
Hell Angel, what the hell is that?
We begin, gentlemen, in Baldur's Gate, the largest metropolis on the Sword Coast of Faerun, a crescent moon of chaotic cultures and creeds wrapping around a mist-ridden, rain-pelted harbor that stretches beyond to the Sea of Swords. A tenuous peace is kept here between pirates and princes, cultists and clerics, merchants and mercenaries. It is all held together by the Watch and the Flaming Fist as nobles use the city's denizens to grasp at power and riches. To sum up, you will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
I want to hear more about this Flaming Fist.
And deep beneath the urban sprawl, you all find yourselves within a battle-torn rat's nest of flooded catacombs, defending your patron's retreat. Thirstwell Varenthampar and his fiendish imps have left you in the dust, disappearing into the twists and leaving you to serve as a bulwark for his foes, to perish upon the point of his success. I hate to do this so soon, but roll for initiative.
What?
How do you do that in D&D 5e?
Oh, that's so smart.
A D12?
I'm so much happier than I thought I was going to be 10 minutes into this. All right.
All right.
All right.
Wait, can I? Oh, I'm going to try to do it on D&D Beyond.
You can.
Ooh,
You can.
I'm glad
do
I
it.
did.
Oh, you did it. Twice.
Ooh.
I didn't, and I wish I did.
All right.
did.
Look at
And I'm
those
glad
numbers
I
you
did.
guys rolled. Woo!
Ooh.
So we've got Matthew with a coming in hot with a natural 20 on the first roll of the game for him. It could only go down from here, ladies and gentlemen.
That's what you get when you use an electronic dice roller. Way more 20s.
How have I not been doing this all along?
Yeah.
All right. So we've got Dexter first. We then have, who was next? Let's see.
I rolled a 20. I rolled
Morton
a natty
Kanan.
19 with a +1. So Sir Bodhi.
So
has a
many
20.
people are rolling twice. Why is that?
I think because
wonder.
I clicked on the initiative thinking that would give me the option to roll.
Right.
And then I
No,
clicked
you're
on the
good.
box
Just
that
one
said
one
roll.
one click is enough, my dudes. All right. So we'll take your first roll, Morton Kanan T Big B, of an 8. Great. Morty has an 8. All right. What do you have, Annalisa? Tell me.
4.
Oof.
Doing great. Okay.
Gross.
Well,
Start
things are
for
off to a-
Annalisa.
All right. And then we have, let's see, Bodhi. Sir Bodhi.
Sir
where you
Bodhi.
at?
Sorry. Yeah, I have a 20. Natty 19. Just a lowly +1.
Okay, great. And then lastly, let's see who do I not have here? Zalcore. What you got?
Zalcore also has a 20 with a +2 bonus.
So cool.
Okay. All right. So
Zalcore.
what is your dexterity modifier, Zelkor, and Dexter?
+2 for Zalcore.
My modifier is also a +2.
Okay. Choose between you or roll off to see who goes.
Oh,
first.
this is classic
Roll off.
Capita Casa Burger roll off.
Yeah, classic. Man, these systems are exactly the same.
3. Did you say 3?
Is the Glass Cannon podcast?
I also rolled a natural 3.
Oh my god. Anne, did you plan this scintillating open?
This is so scintillating. This is hot, hot, hot.
1.
What did you say?
13.
Okay, great. So we've got Dexter, Zalcore, then Bodhi, then Mordenkainen, T. Bigby, and then Annihilisa. So here's what I would like you to do in this order, gentlemen.
Oh dear.
I would like you to describe to me as mages and miscreants dispatch you to your death, because yes, that is happening right now. I want you in this order to describe what we see as you are each slain in turn. Starting with you, Dexter.
What is slaying me? Oh, a mage and a miscreant.
Yeah, a mage, a miscreant, someone's an elf, I don't know, a rogue, go with it. Use your imagination.
So
Do they have
Dexter,
rogues in D&D?
You're in a horrible, stinking, just catacomb twist underneath a city. You're in the sewers. You're dying in the worst place ever. No one will remember you. Go.
So Dexter Lilifeather, former owner of Feather Lily Restaurant and dry goods store, is being filleted by a just a really evil halfling, just sitting there, and he's just like slicing off cuts of meat as I scream in agony and die.
Okay. Great. And what do you look like?
Oh yes. So I currently I'm a changeling, and currently I appear in my natural changeling format because I'm in intense pain and I don't really have time to switch things. But I'm wearing an apron and striped chef pants and a chef jacket that is currently cut open because they're filleting my flank.
Great.
Lovely.
Fantastic.
Lovely.
Moving on to Zelkor. What do we see as you die?
Well, Anne, before you stands an azure-skinned tiefling man about 5'8", wearing interleaved red and black scale mail and a scarlet cape.
What?
At his hip, a vicious barb whipped is holstered. He's wearing eyeshadow to highlight his golden eyes and a powdered white wig like a high court judge. Curly ebon horns protrude from the periphery of the wig to frame his head like a crown. His pert lips outline thin, dazzlingly clean, and razor-sharp incisors. His pants are tight, black leather affairs. And his shoes are high-heeled with a shiny metal spike.
Yes, but how does he die, Grant?
Well, let me get to that in 1 second.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
A chilly aura wafts from his body. Standing within 5 feet of him would cause you to feel a draft of a late autumn breeze.
Oh my god!
If he were to say hello to you, he would say, "Greetings," and then bow deeply and say, "My name is Zalcore Lavalia, the Disposable."
Disposable.
Zelkor Lavalia?
Lavalia.
And how is he disposed?
I think he is going back to dodge something from a miscreant, and as he does, he falls on his own whip, and it just
Oof. Yeah.
kind of like a chest burster through somehow. Just a
That's-
crazy accident.
That's really unfortunate for him.
I hate it when I fall on my whip.
And it pierces through my chest
so-
for no reason. Me too.
It's so sharp.
It's
Well,
so sharp.
it somehow got erect at just the right point, like it right through his chest. It was crazy. Freak accident.
Cool. Moving on to Bodhi. From this erect whip man. Bodhi, tell us what we see as you die horribly.
I would say the camera comes in from behind, and you see this Goliath, this 8-foot tall behemoth, kneeling down from behind, casting an enormous shadow on the ground. In that moment, we close in on his piercing green eyes. And we see him lost in a memory of when he was knighted by his great-grandfather, Sir Montgomery Butterplug.
Cool.
25 years ago. Perhaps tonight was the anniversary. As we pan out, we see that he is littered with spears sticking out of his massive frame. Blood pouring out of each hole. He just looks up, screams, "Why?"
You are consumed by the gross water full of filth beneath the city. Excellent job. Mordenkainen T. Bigby. How are you slain, and what do you look like as it happens?
Mordenkainen T. Bigby, known as Moti to his friends, he's a tallish, sort of drowish in appearance, mostly because he's, a drow. And we see him, he gets killed by an old man who looks like, suspiciously like George C. Scott, just kicking him in the groin over and over again until he dies of shock.
What a way to go.
Cool. What a way to go. Exactly.
It's just like the old gypsy woman said.
Splash. And next, last but not least, Annihilisa, the last of your merry band. How does it happen for you? What are we seeing here? Paint a picture.
The last standing, yes. Annihilisa, also a huge presence in this cavern. Some nearly 8 feet tall, Goliath, wearing heavy furs, a gorgeous, radiant breastplate, warhammer, shield, fighting to the very end. She wears a heavy fur hood over her head that covers her eyes, her heavily tattooed face. And as we go in, a lot of it's hard to see in the darkness, but there is enough light to see her piercing green eyes, which are very similar to her brother's. Bodhi. She looks around, and these miscreants are jumping all over her, and she's just swinging them out of the air like freaking Sauron. She's like, splah, splah, just like one after another. When she gets fed up and tired for a second, she just does this incantation that makes the little ones run away in fear. They just can't even handle her presence, and then she sees in the distance another Goliath. Taller even, wielding this enormous great axe, just looking at her and smiling. She nods her head and smiles back. Finally. And she walks slowly toward him and does an incantation that forces him to come to her and fight her alone, and they just... I mean, it's just like bang, boom, up against the wall, down to the ground, back up again. The weapons clang together, blocking the shield, duck, uppercut, like a superhero fight, right? Bam, 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 until finally she is bested as this Goliath lands a finishing blow with his great axe right into her back as she was spun around. She jars up into the air for a moment. We see the blood start to come out of her mouth and a satisfaction in her eyes of a duel well fought. And she drops unconscious.
She drops, and all is darkness as we pan up to an unknowing city where seemingly nothing has changed. But our story doesn't take place in Baldur's Gate. Why don't you all roll perception checks with disadvantage and tell me what you got?
I roll 2 dice and take the lower?
Yes, 2 dice and take the lower score.
Oh.
Wouldn't even need it, Anne. I rolled a 3 and a 4. So far my highest roll tonight is a 4.
Amazing.
That's
Great.
an adjusted 4 for perception.
Okay.
Sir Bodhi got a 14.
14. Zalcore?
7.
Dexter?
Also a 7.
Get out of here.
Wow. Wowie. Mordenkainen.
I got a 3.
Cool. So who had, was it Zalcore who had the 14?
Sir Bodhi.
Or no, that was Mr. Lavalley. All right, so Bodhi. A whistling, dry wind blows heat against your face as your eyes blink open to reveal a sky that glows red with churning burnt sienna clouds, framed by these tall, jutting stone arches that struggle to hold up the ruins of whatever once stood here. And the rest of your crew, as you look about, trying to push yourself up to see where they are, they lay scattered unconscious on the ground around you. And as you look past them into the ruins, you spy the charred remains of a large, twisted, ashen tree that grows up through the center of these ancestral grounds. What do you do?
Are the people around me all unconscious or seemingly unconscious?
As you look about, you notice with your 14, they are breathing. They seem to be asleep, maybe in a nightmare. Whatever just happened wasn't great.
I simultaneously murder all 4 of them and steal their gold.
All
I
right,
hate
I'll
to
get
do
my
this
bag.
so early, but are you sure you want to do that?
He'll start looking around at them, and then he notices Annihilisa. Is that your name?
Yeah.
And you're my sister?
Yes.
He looks, and I gotta get a voice for this guy. He's like, sister? He
She
leans
opens her
down.
eyes, sits up. What has happened?
I believe we are dead.
Where are we? She slowly stands up, an inch taller than her brother.
Nice. Or at least that's what it says on Tinder. Now, the rest of you, as this conversation happens, slowly begin to come to consciousness here, taking in the same thing. And let's see here. Which of you has the highest passive perception? We've got Annihilisa with an 11. We've got a Changeling Sorcerer with a 13. Mordenkainen has a 13. Sir Bodhi has a 9. Not looking too great. And then a 9. Okay, great. So the two, Mordenkainen and Dexter, you all sort of hear some movement, and you notice now on the other side of the tree, a tall, imposing female figure lounges on a plum-colored chaise lounge, a bit odd in the setting. And she sits there sipping patiently from a flagon. She has these thick, black feathered wings silhouetted by this dull red light coming in from outside of the ruins. And the feathers are tipped blood red. She has mirror-finished black plate armor, which is battle-scarred, and 2 great horns extend forward from her Galea-style helm, the Roman helm that bristles with blue flames along where there would normally be feathers, and long, dark hair that hangs in several braids over her shoulders.
So cool.
Can you describe what she's sitting on again?
A plum velvet chaise lounge.
No.
Right.
My one weakness.
Sir Bodhi looks at his sister. Who are these others? Should we wake them?
You mean our companions?
Yes.
Brother, you know who they are. Have you lost your wits in this dark place? We fought with them in the tunnels. She goes over and starts kicking awake the other 3.
So in this commotion, you notice as this creature rises from where she's been sitting and cants her head slowly to the side. I see my little rats have awakened.
Where?
Annihilisa turns, looks. Could it be? Could I have been rewarded with a trip Who are you?
My name is Elizabeth. My condolences. Oh, yes, gentlemen and madam. You'll find you're quite dead. Well, mostly. You know what? Let me give you the bad news. You're in Avernus. The first layer of hell.
What?
Why can't we have gone to the second layer? Like, everyone else gets to go to, like, the second or third layer. Why do we have to start at the first layer?
Yeah, you think with all the bad things we've done, we would have gone at least to the third or fourth layer, like straight off.
I still don't see the rats.
I think, no, the rats are the friends we made along the way, like one of those things. It's like metaphor.
Elizabeth, do you know the passageway to the 5th layer of hell? I'd love to go to Stygia. You see, I'm a Levistian tiefling.
Yeah.
Yes. You do have the look of a blade reaver about you. I can see that now.
Yes.
I'm confused. Don't you want what most mortals want here? The chance to get out of hell?
Oh, that's an option?
Oh, I didn't know. I thought, like, normally it's like, that's like, no, you can't do that. Like, once
Oh,
you're
no,
there.
normally it is very much a one-way trip, darlings.
Right.
But,
See, that's what I was thinking. I wouldn't have even thought to ask. I didn't want to be rude.
Well, you see, and she waves her hand, and from above, 5 silver or iron, you're not quite sure, coins appear and begin to drift down in front of you.
Ooh.
You hear horrifying screams and whispers begin to emanate from these coins as they glow with a faint blue light. But there's something familiar about those screams to each one of you. Do you want to roll a religion check, anybody?
I can give it the
Can we
old
do that untrained?
college try.
Yes, you can do it untrained.
Got a 9.
Ooh. 17 for Morty.
11
right.
for Dexter.
Great. So with your 17, Morty, this is all starting to come together. You know that you're in Avernus. You see this woman before you. She could be an angel, but looks can be deceiving. And gauging by her composure and where you are, this helm, you start to believe this may be a devil, specifically a fury, an Erupting.
Yeah.
And she seems to be standing here offering you a chance to recollect your souls.
Oh. Hey, so I've been using context clues to divine that she's not an angel at all, but an Erinyes, and she wants to... Man, this is our lucky day, I think.
I agree, Morty. She looks across at Ilsebet. It says, I never thought to stand eye to a fury. She bows her head. I am honored.
Then perhaps, little paladin, you'd like to help me.
Yes. Yes,
Well.
I would.
I can return you to the world of the living, souls intact, but first you have to help me get what I want. We're at war, you see, and she waves her hand, and an illusion begins to form, like a screen, if you will, before your eyes. You see a river of blood carving its way through the cracked earth of a desert plain, and you see demons and devils locked in an eternal struggle. Corrupted souls are very valuable here, as you've already noted, because the most wicked among you mortals become devils, and of course, that means our ranks increase to fight back the demon menace. Doing a few mortal souls at a time doesn't sparkle like it used to for me. I could turn these in right now, but I'd prefer one big score, if you know what I mean.
I do not.
Yeah, I don't follow either, honestly.
You're speaking of a demon.
I'm speaking of a celestial.
Oh, them.
A paladin down there, and she wipes away the vision of the illusion, and beyond that you are now looking down into, again, the same plains. They look very familiar to what you saw, but there's no river here. But in the distance you see a group of sort of rugged metal vehicles in a semicircle around a gathering that you hear, like maybe some faint drum beats in the distance. You see people moving around down there, flags, pennants, and different colored tents in reds and deep blues and purples and yellows. And she says, down there in the Wandering Emporium is a celestial-blooded paladin who has been traveling with a group of adventurers. Now, I know a way to turn her soul to evil, to truly make her one of us, and that would just be so much more delicious. Really give me the edge on that next promotion I'm looking for from Asmodeus. It's just, well, lads, I can't do it myself.
Why
I'm
not?
sorry. For so long, I've mispronounced Asmodeus's name. I did not know until this very moment. I am ashamed.
This is why it's so important to travel when you're young paladin.
Sister, it might be a copyright issue.
I had not thought of that, brother. Or
But
perhaps
you-
we spent too much time on the mountain.
Changeling, you had a question?
Why can't you do what you're asking us to do? Why
Well,
do we
many-
have to do it?
Many have tried. You see, certain types of paladins can be so disgustingly good. They just see it coming. But if they were to meet with some wayward mortals on their own quest, well, you might be able to get an edge in on her and force her transition.
Do you know her story?
This paladin?
Yes.
Well, I know that she recently fell into the River Styx during her travels, and she doesn't quite remember everything about her previous life.
A tale as old as time.
Yeah,
Happens to the best of us.
yeah.
It is not a river you want to fall into. Memory
it's
is something
one of the-
you prize.
No, it's like one of the worst rivers to fall afoul of.
All right, so here's what I'd like you to do.
Yes.
I want you to go down to that emporium, and I want you to separate her from her party. You know, paladins are only as good as the people who believe in them. So separate
true.
her from them by any means that you see fit. And I really don't care what happens to the rest of them. Then you'll have to pass through the slithering canyon, and on the other side, you will find the ruins of the Whispering Vault. Inside this vault, you will encounter, and she looks for a moment at Zalcore, a Stygian shard.
What's
Avarice fills Zalcor's eyes as he thinks of a shard belonging to his progenitor, Lephistus.
Dun dun dun. Speed
That sounds dirtier
goodly
than it
wretch
is.
away. Speed the goodly wretch away from her allies and get her to touch that shard. She has but to touch it, and it should take care of the rest. I'm sure you'll figure it out. And then that's it. I'll make sure you have the means to be resurrected.
That sounds easy. That sounds like so easy.
It always does, doesn't it, Morty?
Yeah, I'm not going to assume there's a catch.
Good, then you'll sign here. And she waves her hand like Ursula, and a golden contract appears, and she hands over the quill.
Right. Can't wait to sign. I'm not even going to read it. That's how much I respect your business. And he
Oh.
just signs it.
Excellent.
I must pray on this.
What? No. Hurry up. Come on, man.
I must consult my attorney.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
no, let's not get
I'm
attorneys
going
involved.
to Annalisa is going to say a prayer to Zariel and
Okay.
determine if this would be within her will
Sure.
to proceed with this line of.
Go ahead and roll a religion
actions.
check for me, or a persuasion check, whichever you prefer.
I'll do persuasion, higher charisma base with 13.
So, okay. For the first time, Annihilisa, you find yourself in your goddess's realm,
Yes, exactly.
ever closer to her mind, her desires. And you feel, as you ponder whether or not this is the right move, you feel that warm breeze embrace you. Yes, yes, my daughter. This cruelty, this turn can only grow you in my esteem.
And it shall be done. She grabs the quill. Signs her name to the contract. I freaking love hell contracts. GTW. Love them.
Always
And they
a
can
big
never
fan.
go wrong. They're always
Big
exactly
fan.
what they seem.
Yeah. No downsides
That's
or
what I
anything.
know.
Rarely a catch. There's rarely any fine print in
No,
those.
don't bother reading it if someone offers.
Dexter reads the whole contract and then reads it again.
Okay, so
Matthew, you're supposed to play characters that are a stretch from yourself, not just yourself.
Does Dexter then hire his own lawyer to take a look at it as well?
He would if he could, but is that an option in hell?
so
I can't imagine there are any lawyers in hell. Come on, Matthew.
Why don't you roll an investigation check for me?
Ooh, that's a new word.
I don't know what that means, but I'm
What is
going
that?
to do it.
Yeah.
I think she's making up rules.
I think she is too.
It's
It sounded like
not-
a made-up
it's a skill.
skill.
I have a plus
Investigation.
struggle to my investigation check.
15.
All right, so you do pretty well. This is a lot to take in. It's written as so many contracts are, not to intentionally confuse, but to include every last detail. And in that way, it is just like drinking from a fire hose with your brain. So
Yes.
you definitely notice with your 15 again that this is pretty lawful. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. There doesn't necessarily seem to be a catch. She is simply saying that if you can convert this good celestial soul to evil by use of a Stygian shard, then she will make sure that you have the means to be resurrected.
All right. Dexter signs it.
It's just boilerplate. I told you. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Bodhi, you signing?
Bodhi will walk over brusquely and grab the contract and doesn't even read it. He's like, I will sign your contract, you foul
Fantastic.
demon of a woman. But know this, I am a lustful knight, and in my conquest to resurrect myself, I cannot be held responsible for what I do. Signs
Did
his
you call
name.
me a demon?
Yes.
Watch your mouth, brother.
No, man.
All of you
Out of
down here might as
nowhere.
well be demons.
No.
I'm gonna go
he
ahead and
knows
just
not
like
of
do
what
a
he
little roll
speaks.
here.
Great Elizabeth.
Why don't you roll me a strength check?
Oh, shit, Elizabeth's
Yeah.
about to get down.
Just a pure D20 plus my strength mod.
Yes.
Natural 20.
I also rolled a natural 20.
It's a strength off. It's a strength off.
All right. So
That's that demon
she,
strength.
With her wings
Strength of a
stretch
demon.
out.
Such a jerk.
The worst kind of Lavali there is. Her wings stretch out, and she uses one of these thick black wings to just smack at you. And you have what? How do you block it?
With the pen.
The pen is
Yeah.
indeed mightier
She
than the
goes.
shield.
They are ironclad after all. Give me that. And she reaches forward and she grabs the pen from you. And she says, never use that word to describe a devil should you want to leave Avernus alive.
He bows. and then slowly strokes the plum-covered divan.
I was hoping you'd say that. So, Troy, would you mind rolling a wisdom check for me? Or no,
Sure.
a wisdom save. I'm so sorry.
Wisdom save. What's the difference?
A wisdom check would be like if you were actively doing something. An effect is happening because you've decided to touch this
But
couch
it's the
in
same
hell.
modifier.
Yeah, it might be unless you have proficiency in it, and then it might be higher than what your modifier is. But I don't think as a fighter that you do have proficiency.
How would I know that?
I'm
just looking at
on
my
your character
ability
sheet.
scores. Are there a separate section for saves?
You'll notice that for your class, you have proficiency in 2 of these saves.
Oh, I see. So, I have a +4 as my strength mod, but I have a +7 strength save.
Exactly.
Oh, so you guys have... By you guys, I mean you D&D 5e players. You do saving throws based on your ability scores.
Yes.
Right.
All right.
I mean, that's true in Pathfinder as well. We just call them something different.
I
It's
know.
just by a different name.
We just use better names. All right, so that's a 9 for my wisdom save.
Cool. You feel invited by this plump, plush velvet couch, and you begin to climb onto it. It's like you can't help it.
Brother,
And
do
before
not do this.
you
Do not
can
embarrass
stop
us.
Look away.
it sandwiches closed on you
No,
for a d6 damage.
only my wisdom save was higher.
Okay, two damage, please.
2 damage.
And
Lustful
when
couch.
it opens back up, it's like it's like Venus flytrap. It's so gross. You are just covered in ooze, and this beautiful couch that you had seen is just made of ooze and spines and pustules and bubbling.
come
Parts of it
on.
are quilted
Bile.
with flesh.
Oh. There's probably pus. There's pus. Oh.
There's definitely pus.
He pushes himself off.
Look away.
Pushes himself off. He's, you devil. You play tricks on me with your couch.
She looks at you and she just laughs and laughs. It's strange because she is clearly evil, right? She's clearly a devil, and she said so herself, but there's something so charismatic. I mean, she's got to be the most beautiful woman you have ever seen, and she could crush you, and you're kind of okay with it. But at the same time, she laughs and laughs, and it's beautiful. It sounds like bells. And then she says, yes, that's one more thing you should know about hell. You see, the things you love most, they're not good for anything or anyone here. So be careful about grasping at the things you desire.
I was just gently stroking your plum-covered divan, but I will know better for next time. Devil woman.
Devil woman. Amazing. All right.
Which is a term of respect in this place.
Now, lastly, we have Zalcore, who has not signed yet.
You mentioned it's an Ursulanian type of contract from The Little Mermaid.
Yes.
Zalcore is just concerned. This contract has no clause which requires that he give up his voice, his means of self-expression, in order to engage into a heteronormative marriage, which is in itself a reinforcement of the gross power of the patriarchy. That's not in there.
Well, I think you
implied.
can ask your friend who read it twice whether that's in there.
Dexter, I don't have to do anything crazy like give up my means of self-expression in order to enter an arranged marriage, do I?
In order to achieve a vagina?
Correct.
Yes. The contract is silent on that matter.
Well, I guess it's the only contract I have to sign. And he signs it very quickly.
All right, he signs it. Now, why don't you roll a history check with me with advantage? I'll say history or religion. This is Zalcore only.
Damn.
And that means you roll 2 dice and take the higher number.
I see why there's so much advantage and disadvantage in this game, because everyone seems to tie on their die rolls. The strength checks, the initiatives. That's how you guys settle things in D&D. Here we go. Out of the box, and it was a good roll. So that is a 2 and a 15 for a total of a 17 with advantage.
Oof, that is what you needed, my dearest dove. You, having heard everything about the Whispering Vault, the Stygian Shard, you have a special relationship to this kind of thing. You know, of course, the 5th layer of hell is dominated by a frozen sea, and floating in that sea is a gargantuan glacier holding the archdevil Levistus, the betrayer, who is trapped in this magical glacier prison because he attempted a coup against Asmodeus. Now, Stygian shards are bits of Levistus's glacier that have broken away from the whole. It is well chronicled amongst the Blade Reavers, you yourself being one of them, that this glacier is very special in its magical qualities. It can't be melted, it can't really be... pieces can be chipped away from it, right? But it can't be destroyed the normal way you would deal with, like, ice. It's not that simple. Stygian shards are very rare bits of Levistus's glacier that have been broken away from the whole. And Levistus is known for luring travelers into the warren of prisons and tunnels with promises of gold and riches beyond in this glacier. And he drains as they travel their memories, often whispers to them to incite betrayal, delicious betrayal of their comrades. And if a shard possesses a fraction of what that prison can do to someone's mind, it could be a useful tool to drain the good from somebody and turn them to evil, though how exactly it works, you're not quite sure.
Well, if worse comes to worse and we can't negotiate with this celestial paladin, perhaps we can just stab it with this beautiful shard. It imprisoned my progenitor, but perhaps today it will mean our salvation, ironically enough.
Wait, you have it? Or I thought it is some, like, we
You
have to
don't
go
have it.
some.
That's the objective.
Yeah.
The future
I imagined
term.
that you were like clutching a shard of the mind, if you will.
Yes.
Imagining a future where
Is
where
this
you
a
had
dagger I see?
Such a
before me?
shard I see before me.
So you are to go down to the Emporium, separate the paladin from her party, then go beyond the Slithering Canyon to the Whispering Vault and get her to touch the shard. And that's it. It's a pleasure doing business with you folks. And she snaps and it burns into ash that floats away on the wind. And with two giant beats of her black wings, she flies and soars out over the landscape and disappears as you see bits of jagged obsidian and quartz jutting out from the landscape to cover her egress.
Bodhi wasn't paying attention to her leaving, so he kind of looks over. He's like, "One last question." Oh, all right.
You find yourself disappointed by Dungeons and Dragons. No.
Seems
She would have
as our
stayed
path
if this
is
was
clear.
Pathfinder.
That's a rule.
It
Do we
appears
have
our
any
path is
idea-
clear.
Well, that's my question. Do we know where the party is?
There.
Yeah. We go there.
Oh, there.
So down below, you do see that sort of, she called it the Wandering Emporium, that gathering down below. It's a bit of a walk, maybe a little more than a mile, but you have some time to get down there.
Yes.
Do we
What
have
else
a
do we
plan
have to do?
to separate the paladin from her party?
Well, I plan
Yes.
to take frequent breaks on the way down there because it looks really far, man.
I shall insult the way that she dresses until she finds me attractive. It's a party after all, yes?
Well, should that not work, maybe we should come up with a backup plan.
I am not optimistic about my ability to deceive her into liking me. Separating her from her kin, though, should be easy enough. We kill them.
No, man. Listen, when you're trying to do something like this, especially with a paladin, you got to follow the 3 C's. Right? So, compliment. Got to compliment them. You know, say, oh, you're so good. You're so, courage. You've got to be brave because you don't know if it's going to work, but you've got to feel like you will. And then, kill them is the final one. So we just trick her into thinking that, we like her. And then when the guard's down, it's like, boom, just punch her right in the throat and she dies.
What if we dangle a quest before her?
That's the 4th C. So, if you want to go to 4, quest would be the 4th.
So
just to confirm, the third one, the 3rd C was kill, right?
Yeah, but we could switch that to 4.
So the 4th C is quest.
Yeah, but that wouldn't make sense in the order. So, we can compliment. That's the 4 C's.
Compliment, courage,
quest, and then
kill. And kill.
Those other 3 don't work.
And if all else fails, I shall go with my plan of negging her into finding me attractive.
It's worth a shot.
And then I will pull her from the party. Am I not understanding this?
All right.
Maybe one of us could pose as evil.
Oh, pretend.
And then we could say there's an evil Goliath, for example, over there that tried to kill us.
Perhaps my sister and I could create said diversion.
Yes. I believe I could fulfill that role.
Yes. Often when we were children, we would pretend in the sandbox that we were crushing the smaller races. We can no doubt channel those activities now.
Yes, and crush them we have, brother.
Yes, sister.
Okay. And how long does it take me to change my shape as a changeling?
So you can do that as a standard action. So just
great.
6 seconds.
Can I change myself to appear to be a young child in tattered rags?
Yeah. It's done. You did it.
All right. Dexter now appears to be a young child in tattered rags.
Now, I should say, before you get too ahead of yourself, that changelings can change their appearance. It doesn't change the clothes you're wearing. The only things that change size are things that are magical items. Those will change in size to be whatever size that you are. So you shrink down into a child, leaving your robes just in the sand behind you as you walk out like Baby Yoda getting ready for a bath.
All right. In my chef jacket sleeves dangle down beneath my arms.
Exactly. I forgot. I'm so sorry. You described it so clearly. I apologize.
And then I roll around in the dirt some to make it look like I'm poor.
Good. Okay.
How dare you?
Okay, so let me just make sure that I have understood your intent. Your intent is to go here to this wandering emporium, find the paladin, and lure her by some means to challenge Bodhi and Annihilisa to combat, to smite the evil.
Well, I mean, isn't she supposed to travel with us? We're supposed to take her somewhere, right?
Yeah.
To get to the shard.
So we have to convince her that we're not evil.
Yeah. And as
Essentially.
you all are, I do want to be clear that as you all, let's have a look here. As you all look out across the plains, as you're kind of coming down from this high sort of plateau that you'd been on, you see what Ilsabet described, this sort of marketplace in front of you. Beyond that, you see some winding winding canyons. And on the other side, on another high rise, you see this strange kind of round, dark obsidian shape. You're not quite sure what it is from here because it's so far in the distance. But the path right now seems to be pretty clear, but that is a lot of ground to cover between the marketplace and whatever that rounded temple or vault is in the distance.
So, don't we want to just get her to come with us? I mean, couldn't we just tell her that the same thing happened to us? Like,
Yeah, all right.
we were on a boat of missionaries of, good, and we fell into the river Styx and lost our memories.
Good.
Yeah.
So we're missionaries of good. And we fell into the river Styx. We have no memory of our past, but we believe that could be a way out. The climb to that obsidian John.
All right, we shall abandon the original plan. Let's go.
All right.
All right. I shall no longer appear as a child.
Okay. 6 seconds later.
Stay as a
Full
child.
size
just
again.
in
Wait, stay as a
case.
child? Okay, zips back down. I don't know. What do you want to do, Matthew?
You never know.
All right.
may
I'll
need it.
stay as a child to make us seem like extra good missionaries.
Your plan B.
Okay.
That's good. That's the 5th C right there.
Oh my
Childlike
goodness.
appearance.
Yes.
Just remember the 5 C's, and we should be all right.
So you press on for about, we'll say, by the time you get through, it's kind of rough going. You're moving through this blasted desert landscape. Heat waves are like blurring your vision of the market beyond. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Ooh, 18 for Annalisa.
Natural
All right.
20 for Dexter.
16.
Nat 20 for
Zappa.
Sir Bodhi is going to be a 19.
Wow. You guys see everything. You understand the meaning of the universe. All right. So amongst the rock and rubble, as you're sort of, moving along the earth here, you see large jutting pieces of metal, cast iron bumpers and grills, parts of what look like engines. And you find one of you, we'll say, who had the highest roll? Was it Bodhi?
I had a nat 20, but I think that adjusted was a 19 to
Yeah.
Matthew's 20.
Okay,
right?
so at this child, small and low to the ground, sees this little curved piece of like leather wrapped metal sticking out of the ground, and you move over, you begin to push apart the sand, and you see a skull mounted onto a large like steering wheel.
I see it. My voice is childlike. I see a skull mounted to a large steering wheel. Steering wheel.
Perfect.
Oh boy.
There we go.
Amazing.
Yes. This is hell. They're everywhere.
All right, so do you leave it there or do you take it with you?
Is there some sort of knowledge check in D&D terms?
You have never been here before. I will say if you want to make...
I could detect magic.
Could I make
you can detect magic if you want. Troy, go ahead.
Anne gave me this sweet ass wand. I'm gonna whip out my wand. Hold on, child. And just
Yes.
Cool.
Silence, you filthy street rat.
It's not
Quiet.
magical at all, but you should mark off one of the charges on your wand of detection.
Wow.
I didn't know that
What
how
a-
it worked. I wouldn't have done it.
Well, how would
Foolish
you?
child.
How would you know? Yes, take
Don't let the
everything out.
paladin see you beating the poor street child.
It's a waste of my wand of magic detection.
It was a good idea. It was a good idea. It just didn't play out this time.
I'm not sure if this is how it works, but could I possibly roll an insight check to see if
So
this is something
insight
that
is more
could have
about
some
people.
value? Or?
Insight
Okay.
is more about people and understanding, like,
Oh, it's like sense
someone
motive.
Yeah, that's like sense motive. Exactly
Got it.
correct. I would say anyone who wanted to roll, is anyone proficient in religion?
I am a knight.
You are?
An
Okay,
eldritch
great.
knight.
Why don't you go ahead and roll
Wait,
me a
does
religion
that mean I
check?
have a pip, or I'm just have a positive value?
Excuse me?
I'm not proficient. No,
Okay. Yes. If your pitch, if your pip was filled in, then you
my
would.
pip's not filled in. My pip is not filled in, but I got a
What?
plus 3
What
in
are you talking
religion.
Yeah. You know what? You can roll a religion check.
All right.
You might not find out as much,
I
but
already wasted my wand. Oh, dude, rocks. This is carrying over from last night's stream. Natty 18 for a 21.
amazing. All right. So you looking between the wheel and seeing through that haze of heat that's kind of blasting up from the earth, you kind of see in all of this refuse, you realize these are all parts of machinery, large, huge machinery. And as you're getting closer to the Emporium, it is surrounded by these massive vehicles, these war machines, which you have heard are very popular in Avernus. They're all parked in this semicircle, like a giant wall around the market. And some of them appear to be also decorated with bones. And this appears to be a wheel for one of the war machines.
Nice, kid. Okay, cool.
Let us hold on to it. It may be useful later.
All right.
Yeah, you could probably work a war machine with it or something. Just stick it in.
That's how it works in Mad Max. So, I mean, it's good enough for me. So you see these war machines. You're getting closer. You are approaching the market at this point. You now see some of them are decorated, like I said, with bones, others with ragged paint of sigils marked in blood, some drying and flaking off. Each is sort of this hodgepodge of mouthy parts built to suit their owners, and the engines sort of idle and roar and purr at you as you enter through this sort of made gate. In the center, you see a series of red, purple, and yellow tents, stalls set up at random around the space. There are people and creatures just everywhere. You notice 2 deep blue tiefling twins with yellow eyes are tracing your movements as you enter the market. They sort of nod, seeming to be guarding the gate there. You hear sounds of laughter. Those drums you heard earlier are louder. It's almost pleasant if everyone wasn't so terrifying looking. There are tiny spined fleshy creatures haggling and arguing over bags of something. You see sparks go up on your right as a bunch of fleshy abyssal chickens scatter away from this pit fiend who's hunched over a table, landing these large heavy blows on a piece of scrap metal, shaping it and hammering rivets into it. I think, this might be a good time for us to take a little break before we see what you guys do here in the Wandering Emporium.
I mean, I have to go ponder what it means to be an abyssal chicken.
He was not expecting the abyssal chicken.
Abyssal
it's just a
chicken.
foul.
I'll leave you with this image. Abyssal chickens have like little chicken legs. And then they have no feathers, just 2 fleshy, wings that kind of stick together. And when they fly or flutter away, they split open, and there's just like blood and ichor in the middle of them. And just instead of a head with a beak, there's just a maw with a slavering tongue hanging out the front of it.
I just Googled it, and I wish I hadn't.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So welcome to Avernus, guys. Abyssal chickens. We'll see you in 5 minutes. I don't know.
Get some Nashville abyssal chicken.
Get yourself some abyssal chicken fingers, and we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Glass Cannon Network. I'm Anne Richmond. I am your mother and your dungeon master, apparently.
You're our mother?
I don't know. I just, I'm just trying to nurture your way into a new system, my dude.
And you're doing a fantastic job.
No, she's doing an fantastic job.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, thanks.
Hashtag Antastic.
We are
Hashtag
playing
fantastic.
D&D.
Wow, this could go on. But instead of that, let's just dive back into the action, guys. Let's dive back in.
No,
So
more
you guys-
praise.
I'm down.
I believe we left off at Abyssal Chickens.
Yes, we
Yes.
left off at Abyssal Chickens, but you guys are here in this market to attempt to find this celestial-blooded paladin who is traveling with her adventuring party. You don't know how many people that is, but you want to separate her from them, and you have a plan to sort of go about doing that.
Yeah, all right. Maybe we could do this in character.
Yeah.
First, let us find this celestial beast. And can I do a perception?
You can.
Start looking
Why don't you
around
go ahead
this
and roll a
market.
perception check?
Natural 2. Man, just
Cool.
crushing D&D out the
Are
gate.
low rolls good in 5e?
No, they're not. And you see nothing. You're blind. No, I'm kidding. No. You don't see anything. There's kind of a lot going on. What I will say is that you do see now up close, like all of these giant vehicles sort of surrounding the area. And you're noticing more of those wheels, like the one that Dexter found on the way over here, hanging from belts. And also you hear those same kind of whispering screams coming from satchels of something heavy that sits next to the belts, sits next to the wheels on their belts. These drivers, these spined devil drivers. But no,
Weird.
you don't see a paladin. Does anybody want to try and investigate, to ask around and see if she's been seen in the area?
I will do this. As a child, I will walk up.
I will do this.
Has anyone seen a paladin?
Send the child.
That is a 13.
Cool. All right. Now keep in mind, it's about like 100 feet across in either direction for this entire emporium. So it's not like you're entering a city. It's just sort of a station, if that makes sense. And with your 13 investigation, you sort of ask around, you look at what people have for sale. It's mostly like pieces and parts for these machines that you see, but it's also some potions and things like that. But you notice that people kind of tell you adventurers are rare here, usually come looking for transport. You're talking to these two little, we'll say, cacklers. So they're just these big mouths with little like spiny hair. One of their spines looks kind of like a mohawk. And he goes, adventurers are rare here, usually come looking for transport. I did see a party here today, though. This water genasti, small red tiefling boy, a Kenku, tall dark-haired warrior woman with a stink of goodness about her. Don't like her kind around here. We don't serve her kind here.
Has an
Sounds
accent,
like
does
our
she?
girl.
This character?
What?
I take it this character has an accent. I'm picking up a bit of an accent there.
New Jersey?
Where did this party go?
Quiet, child!
Shut up, you little child. Sorry about this child that's following us. Terrible
Surging.
manners.
Sure. Beating kids, I guess, is like okay because it's hell, I suppose.
Yeah, anything goes.
Good work. Good
Tell us
job.
about this do-gooder.
Well, I think she's over there, and you sort of see. You know what? Let's look at a map. Why don't we just look at a map?
Yes.
Grant, do me the honors.
To the map.
Show me this map.
Map me up real good, Grant. All right. Let me see if I can drag.
Just really cool splash art, we gotta say. You got a winged devil flying after a blue glowing sword with a dude on a flying fire horse. It's the best.
It's pretty great. There's a lot going on here. Okay, let me pick up your pawns
cool.
here.
Wow. Okay.
All right, so here we have.
Wow, there's a lot happening.
There's a lot happening here. All right, so you guys.
Are these pogs?
Oh my god.
You guys remember Pog?
So here are the cacklers, right? So you've made your way back here to this sort of tent at this point.
I see. Okay.
And we'll say this is where you are. Sound good?
This place lacks color.
The worst. Oh my god. All right, let me find Dexter here. There we go. All right. So you're all sort of gathered around these two cacklers. They point behind you, and you see standing at the orange tent in the center a large, it looks like an upright tiger in all of these like green and yellow silks. And he seems to be laughing and having a fantastic conversation
I know what this
with two folks over there, one of whom appears to be a water genasi. Blue skin, some sort of like Triton-like ears, and hair that sort of it's made of water and swishes around, sort of moving as if it's hair that's underwater, but it is water. And inside, you can see tiny little fish and seaweed, like floating around. And behind her, you see a tall woman in gleaming golden armor with long, curly, dark hair and just like a noble bearing.
Okay.
And they seem to be talking with this creature.
Interesting. All right. So what are we doing here? We have to split them away.
Well, you said you want to. You want to split her away from her party. You said let's just kill them. You now know that the party includes a Kenku, a Tiefling, a Genasi, and this woman. So you see the Genasi and the woman. You do not, from here, make out with your perception rolls and investigation the Kenku or the Tiefling.
Man. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
Just like somebody pull her away, draw her away, child,
Start
and
a
then
commotion?
murder the other adventurers?
Or start a commotion so we can pull her away? Come with us.
If you want to live.
we can try to draw, like, say, like, where our original plan was to say we were like her and we thought we found a way out, right? That was what we...
Yes, but knowing the stink of goodness on her, she'll never leave her companions behind, willingly. They must fall. I will kill them. Gladly.
Okay.
But I can't be seen doing it. So, yeah, tis a mystery.
So you have this entire market, right? You have all of the space in the market. You have all the desert outside of the market. We can add more if we need, right? But there doesn't seem to be any guards outside. Like all of these bikes and large war machine vehicles, there are like some that are huge kind of van type structures with giant mouths on the front. There are others that are like motorcycles and things like that. And outside of this market, no one is in these outer corners of the map, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of saw that all the action is inside. So as long as you can figure out a way to kind of separate them out, they'd be 100 feet away from each other. It'd be kind of hard for them to know what's going on, maybe.
Yeah.
Yikes. None of us are the best. Are any of us good talkers?
Yeah, I don't think we have anybody.
I'm
really
persuasive.
I have a decent deception.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then there you go.
And
Get over
I
there, kid.
will note that for changelings, when you are deceiving as your changeling in a form, you get advantage on your deception checks.
Oh.
Okay. This is good.
I
So
suppose
what am
we,
I...
We're deceiving more than persuading, are we not?
Why don't we leave the market? And you draw them out. Tell them you saw some people, some good people that had fallen under the whims of some fiends, and you need their help. No one in the market will help you, but they look like they could.
All right, so I'm going to go up to the whole party and say, you guys look good. I'm good. There are some good people outside the market that are being attacked, and we need your help. And help me. I'm a child.
Yes, and I'll come with you.
Okay, so you're gonna go up to these two over here. I'm gonna ping on the map for you and try that out as a tactic. Okay. Yes. Let's solve this social puzzle.
Wait,
all right,
wait, before you go,
yes.
Remember the 5 C's.
Can you review them for me?
Yeah. All right. So starting over.
It was before the break.
You should have compliment all of them. The challenge. It's going to be challenging. So you've got to have courage. Right, that's 3, and then it's offer them a quest. It's like, oh, help me, right, and then killer. All right, good luck.
The 5 C's.
5 C's.
I'll go over there with Dexter.
Yeah. All right.
And I'll go outside the market.
Okay.
Like to a predetermined place where we can jump them.
Where do you? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you're gonna go over there. Perfecto. Annalisa over there. Great.
So yeah, I mean, is this woman the woman we're looking for, or we don't know? We have no idea,
well,
or we
Joe,
think
let me tell you something. That as a paladin, if you were to get close to her, you could sense good and evil. Mm-hmm. And you might know whether she's a celestial.
Okay.
So if you would like to casually walk by and pulse that out. And see if you can feel it in the
I'm really
force.
just asking, we don't know, right? So we don't know. We have to come up with some means to discover which one is the celestial.
Well,
we don't know just on sight.
You know that Genasi, you've been around in the world enough to know that Genasi aren't celestials.
Okay, so yeah, you're not just talking about a really good paladin here. You're talking about an Aasimar, essentially.
Maybe,
but someone of celestial bloodline.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You can assume she looks like she could be an Aasimar.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'll do that. I'll try to sneakily walk by, hooded, and without even looking at her, because I won't even need to. Just sort of sensing that aura.
You reach out with the force, and it pings back. You feel this. It's like a harp plays as you walk by, and you're like, "Got him!" in your mind. One shot, one kill.
Okay. So then that plan doesn't work, right? Because we can't just bring her out and kill her.
No, we're gonna stick to the plan. You know it's her. So I'll go with Dexter over there, and Dexter will do his thing.
Okay. I'm trying to draw them out to where you guys are, the predetermined location.
Yeah. I'll just say, follow my lead.
Okay.
And as we walk by, I look like I'm just about to walk by, but then I turn to look at the paladin.
Okay.
And I say,
"Oh, I didn't know people still wore those shirts."
She's instantly enamored with you. No, I'm kidding. She hates being nagged, just like all women.
got her.
So
Now you go. Now he nudges Dexter.
okay, so she looks over at you and kind of does a double take and says, "Pardon, can I help you?"
Dexter tugs at her sleeve. Excuse me?
Oh, hello, little one. And she sort of lowers herself down to the ground and looks at you and says, "You're a long way from home here in Avernus."
Yes. They told me you were good.
Well, who told you? I suppose word is getting around.
Leave the poorly dressed lady alone.
Is this your father? Are you? What was that accent? Is this your father? Is he hurting you? Is this man actually your guardian?
He is my uncle.
Yes, It's a long story. We have a problem, but we don't want to burden you and your terrible fashion sense.
All right. She's going to roll an insight check. And that's a 1. So she's like, a child in need, I must. So she is going to look over and she says, Tempest, I think this child needs some help. I will be right back. And Tempest, this Genasi, kind of gives her a look. She's a deep conversation with this tiger man who starts to look over her at you with an appraising eye, but doesn't seem to interfere at all, just sort of interested in what's going on. And she begins to walk sort of away from the conversation and looks at the two of you and says, well, what seems to be the problem?
I don't know what happened. I'm trying to be brave like you, but I can't. It's hard. But we were sailing, and then we fell overboard, and then I don't know what happened, and here we are, and my friends are outside, and we're scared.
You're just so precious, and I'm like weak to your kind of damage, and I don't know what to do. Okay. So she says, "Oh no, poor little one. Of course, I will come with you. Should I get help, or are they fine? They're just standing there."
No, I think we need to go somewhere to get back, but we just need somebody to help us get there. And you look so brave, we think you could do it all by yourself.
Oh, well, how far away is it from here?
I don't know.
It's not far. The child is dumb.
Oh my God.
Just if you really have the free time, clearly time you're not spending online looking at better clothing options, then perhaps you could come with us and check this out.
Yeah, she kind of like shoulder checks you as she reaches for the hand of the lovely child who's trying to talk to her. And she says, well, it's so nice that you learned manners somewhere, little one, and begins sort of like walking with you carefully along the way. You see her kind of look over her shoulder, trying to tell somebody, but she's like, it's fine. I'm a paladin. She rolled a 1. She thinks it's great. This is fine.
Don't mind my uncle. My mommy says he has a lot of problems and is frustrated in a way that I won't understand for a long time.
As Quantum Bits and Bytes says, the classic good child, bad uncle.
Yeah. She says, you have an interesting family since you have a Goliath for an uncle, but what kind of child did you make yourself look like? Did you make yourself look like a Goliath?
Like Oliver Twist.
No, I think I made myself look like a human child.
Yeah, okay, great. I was like, you weren't really specific about that. So she's going to roll another insight check. That's a 7. Okay, cool, Anne.
You should see his genitals.
Cool.
It's a long story, but...
It sure is.
Tell him, Uncle.
Oh, it wouldn't be appropriate.
Yeah. So you guys kind of round the corner, right, outside, and she says, where are your friends? And she sees, I'm guessing, this waving barbarian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Morty's just waving, and when he gets her attention, he's like,
oh, I think they said we need to go on a short quest.
A quest, you say? Sacre bleu! I've never heard of something so incroyable.
Yes, it's not a long quest. It's the kind of quest you can go on and accomplish in less than an afternoon.
I've heard it called a one-shot before. Yes, I've heard of these kinds of quests in my travels. Well, how do you intend to get there? And maybe I should tell someone. I mean, if you say I could finish it, we plan to stay here, so... maybe that'd be all right. Well, how do you plan to get where you're going?
I don't know.
I will lead the child.
I was like, does this child do all of your negotiations for you?
Yes, no, he was very excited to talk to a knight. And
he said I should practice talking to grown-ups.
Yes, and he did very poorly. But our friends are right this way. I'm so sorry to bother you. You clearly have better things to do.
Well,
Come with us.
You're all standing together in a circle at this point. You've made
yes,
it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, we are.
Yeah, at this point, she's rounded. By the time she saw the barbarian, by the time she saw Morty kind of waving with the 3 C's and all of that, like she's rounded the corner, she's standing, I'll move it on the map. How are you to know if I don't move it on the map? I was just having such a good time being an audience in my own show. All right, so you guys have all made your way out here. Oh, Morty was with them the whole time. Okay, great. Okay.
Another C to add to the list is cat.
Troy's cat is causing a situation. That's the
We have a kitty cat.
Hold the cat when possible.
Amazing.
Save it.
So Annihilisa, as this nonsense is going on, is like, there is no more time. We cannot waste a moment.
All right.
We need your help. Up that mountain, through those winding paths. There is a shard of the river Styx itself. It is the only way out of this hellish place.
Roll a deception check. Now,
I'd like to argue it is not a deception, because I have not spoken a lie.
Right. Well, it is the only way. Sure, it's the only way for you out of this place. That's true. I'll take that. I'll take that Patrick Rothfuss bullshit right there. That's fine. And then why don't you also remember, everybody, that you all do have an inspiration to use should you require it. Which means that if you want to use it to re-roll something, I'm just saying this to you, Joe, apropos of nothing you've ever done wrong with rolling dice. Just like in case
can you explain inspiration? Because I read something about it that seemed to indicate that it was about doing things that were aligned with like your character backstory.
No, so that's how it gets awarded, right? I gave you guys inspiration. You just need to use it to re-roll any dice where you don't like the result one time this game.
Okay.
And can I aid? Is aid a thing in D&D?
So you can help, which would mean that Joe could roll this first attempt with advantage because you've been helping to convince her that this is what she should be doing.
Great.
So go ahead and roll your first time with advantage.
Okay. Natty 5 and a natty 20.
Yeah!
On that advantage. So that is an adjusted 24 persuasion. 20.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought it was 4. No, 23. I'm sorry, 23.
Okay. We're splitting hairs at that point. It's good. It's good enough. We'll call it good.
Oh, you know what? I'm just as good at deception. So, you know what? The thing is, we're going to need deception. So that's coming next.
Okay, great. So she senses nothing wrong with this because you were telling the truth. She sort of looks at you and looks you up and down and says, "You look like a woman of passion, like myself.
Yes.
You prefer this mission to get out of here.
Yes.
So, but I should leave my friends here and come with you to get out? I'm just a little bit confused."
Your friends. It is the only way to save them.
What?
It is the only way. She's looking around kind of like paranoid.
Yeah, like,
They are.
from what? From who? I will fight it. I will destroy the darkness of this place.
They are watching. If too many leave the market at once, it will give away our plans. We know of your abilities. I could sense it as I passed you in the market.
Oh.
And in desperation, I thought, perhaps one more. We could use one more to ensure success. Once that crystal is touched, it is not only a gateway out of this place, but a way to allow our allies free as well. And so, it is my belief, though I do not know it for certain. It is my belief that your friends remaining in the market, keeping the distraction going, is the most valuable thing they could do for all of us.
All right. So perhaps I think you should roll a deception check, Joe. I got excited about responding because I thought it was good. I bought it. But will the dice buy it?
Will the dice buy it? Let's see. Natural 5.
Would you like to use your inspiration?
I will use my inspiration.
You're the meaning in my life.
You're the inspiration.
It all comes down to Joe's roll.
This is brutal.
This is bad?
Nope. Better. Much better. Double, in fact. So that's a 13.
All right, a 13 in total. Let's see whether she susses this out. she sort of looks at you, and then she looks beyond, and she notices all of you, and something starts to not really add up about this. You see her sort of start to just gently rest her hand on a mace that she has at her side and sort of back up as if she's going to disappear again behind. She says, yeah, I'm happy to come with you, but maybe I should let them know about the distraction before we go.
That won't be necessary.
And he puts his hand on his vicious warhammer.
All right. Are you trying to intimidate me, sir? Because I don't think a knight of your lower caliber could take me.
Yes, I am. It is one of my skills I'm proficient in, to use your parlance. I shall roll intimidation.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Can you use inspiration after you see the result of your roll?
Yes, you can.
That's fun. All right, let's see. I'm going to let it roll. 15.
All right, she looks at you and sees the mission, we'll say, in everyone's eyes, that you guys are aligned, and she is a little shaken. She puts her hands up and she says, all right, it doesn't have to be that way. I just, listen, I will, whatever this is, I will come with you. Just don't hurt the people in the market.
You better do what he says. I can't control him when he's like this. Oh, it was.
Yes.
Sorry. Carry on.
Dexter tugs on her
Yeah.
sleeve again. They're like, sometimes Uncle is scary, but I'm even more scared, and we need to go immediately.
Yeah, she is no roll required. It's too good. So she sweeps you up in her arms, like almost protectively, and she's like, "I will go with you, but only if it means I can care for the child. You don't deserve this small being."
Yes.
Sometimes at Thanksgiving dinner, Uncle tells stories about his political views, and they're very scary.
I was raised a certain way.
I'm
was
not
before
going to
your
apologize for
time.
anything.
The child is yours. However, we must hurt 2 people in the market for you taking your time to come with us.
All right.
No, that will not be necessary, Bodhi. Please, she is willing to come with us, and in so doing can eventually save her friends. She will see the light, and yes, we agree to your terms. If you help us attain the crystal that will get us out of this hellish place, you can have the child.
Forever.
Forever.
Perfect. It's everything I ever wanted.
Take my child, please, as they say.
As they say.
She says, all right, so we're walking then? Or did you have another plan? And she looks up at the war machines.
Yes, we're driving a war machine.
Yes.
And he grabs the wheel with the skull on it, and she's just like, let's fucking ride.
All aboard the hell train.
All right, so now you guys have to, like, steal a Hellmobile. Let's
We
talk
have a
about
wheel.
what they look like.
Let's.
First up, you got demon grinders. They're bulky, they're armored, they rumble loudly, it crushes obstacles and enemies in their path with the help of a swinging wrecking ball. They have iron jaws mounted on the front of the vehicle. It handles like a garbage truck. Then you've got the Devil's Ride motorcycles. Those are the small little things on the outside that you saw sort of unguarded for the primarily. I don't know why I'm talking like this now. I just want to. So this is where we are.
Works.
I do enjoy the like dirty Jersey personality for like minions of hell. It's not exactly original. It's been done before, and it always works.
Thanks,
I
Joe.
think.
Thanks for that.
No, it works. It's great. Use
if it's
what
not
works.
broken, don't
Exactly.
fix it.
Exactly.
So then you've got the Devil's Ride. They're 2-wheeled infernal war machines, handles like motorcycles, spiked wheels, a screaming engine, and a cowl shaped vaguely like a grinning devil's visage with horns for handlebars. what it lacks in weapons, it makes up for in speed and vulnerability and maneuverability.
And vulnerability.
And you'll be crushed. Then you have the scavenger, which handles like a small bus. It's used to sift through the battlefields of detritus for scrap metal. You passed through some of those earlier, and other materials worth scavenging. It's more for utility than battle. And then you have the Tormentor, handles like a dune buggy, super fast, super light, and is designed for raiding and scouting. Bladed iron wheels drive that vehicle forward.
That's the
I like the
perfect
dune
balance,
buggy.
baby. You got
Yeah.
the
All
speed
right.
of the motorcycle with a little bit more protection. That's what I'm talking about.
So you guys see the two of those out front. So if you look at the map, right, you are going to see those. I'm gonna move them from one layer to the other. That's what I'm
Nice.
gonna do in roll 20. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Roll 20. We're moving to the token layer, roll 20. And we're gonna be the players. All right, there you go. You can see these two of these vehicles are up front. And we'll say these spined devils. This one is here, and yeah, they're pretty much, they're out there, but there are definitely a couple of people. Do you want to have a look at who else is in this area by rolling a perception check, looking around now that you've chosen which vehicles you might want to go for?
Does it matter? Does it seem like they're guarding the vehicles? Or do we just take
People
one?
are just kind of looking around. They definitely, no one's necessarily guarding. Like, they don't have guards, but there are people around who these belong to. So somewhere in this market. So you might want to go for one that has less people around it, I guess is what I'm saying. That's, it's up to you. But if you want to roll a perception check for me, folks.
Yes, will do. That's a 17.
14.
A 17, a 14.
12.
12? All right. So on your 17, you notice on this side where I'm pinging, you see a flutter of black feathers, and next to that you see a sanguine colored tiefling, bald, with two kind of gazelle style like twisted horns reaching skyward, and glowing kind of blue, icy blue eyes in the face. And they seem to be standing there arguing with a little fiend who's kind of tossing different tiny bottles at them. They're looking at them and shopping. And then you also see this spined devil here, sort of like walking around in this area, perusing the tents. And on the other side, you see further away from the two people who are clearly the other people in the party that were mentioned by the cacklers earlier, you see the spined devil on this side standing a bit closer to the war machine, the type of war machine you want. However, it is not near any of the party members that might try to interfere.
So the other one.
Okay, great.
Yep.
So you guys make your way around. It's easy enough to do because you're on the outside of all these giant machines. Why don't you go ahead? How are you planning on getting into this war machine?
We'll just walk up and pretend like, C-14, here's our space. And we'll just jump in.
Yeah, I'll make it the sound like boop boop, like we just opened the door.
That's how it works. Absolutely.
Somebody buckle the child in.
Yeah, so you guys go ahead and roll a stealth check for me. A group stealth check. Those of you
Okay.
in heavy armor are going to need to roll with disadvantage. So I think
Okay,
that's Joe
cool.
and Grant.
Yep.
I don't know.
And maybe Troy. Troy, what are you wearing? What are you wearing, baby?
Wearing a fishnet Speedo Junior.
It doesn't seem really protective,
I'm
honestly.
wearing chainmail. Yeah, it's heavy. All right.
It's almost like bikini mail is bullshit.
The hell is this?
Oh my God! God!
You okay, Joe?
I rolled a 4 and a 2. Like I getting over it.
Yo, 13 with disadvantage.
11.
11.
2.
All right, so this doesn't... Here's a couple of things are going to happen, as great men have said before me.
Mediocre men.
Mediocre men. you have to compliment them before you kill them, Joe. That's how it works. So basically, you guys begin getting into this war machine and buckling yourselves in. You look and you see there's no steering wheel on the inside of this thing.
Good thing we grabbed one. Shabonk.
Shugunk.
Shugga-gung-ga-gung, indeed. And it rumbles, and then it kind of runs out, peters out. You look,
it's out of
and
gas.
you see a little mouth open on the dashboard.
Hey.
Excuse me. I'm hungry.
What do you need?
Wait. I know how this works. What's your name?
Beatrice.
Beatrice what?
Beatrice the Moor.
What is your highest level of education?
I went to grad school for consumption.
You took
What
the
do
easy
you
route.
do for a living?
I am a dead knight.
Wow,
Listen,
that's
I
really
don't-
unimpressive.
I don't know how to say this, but are you free tomorrow evening?
I have to feed my cat. But maybe, I don't know. Well, I could be free. I could make myself free. You know, are you a rich man?
Well,
I can't listen to this.
I'm rich in strength. Listen, let me get to the point of things. We need to drive you far away with this hostage. What do I need
say
to
hostage
do
out
to
loud?
make that happen?
Well, I gotta say, I'm a little hungry. Like, you have to buy me dinner first.
Yes, no, I
you got
understand.
any soul coins?
No, yes, but they're ours.
Oh, this is your DM speaking. Yeah, actually, little pigeon flies in. Oh, you left those with the Aaron. Yes, you don't have those.
Oh
those
no!
are your soul coins.
Someone else took our soul
yeah, then
coins.
she's holding on to them, and so that she could resurrect you when you're done.
I thought you meant
Flies away.
coins from soul. I brought some
Sure.
back on my trip to South Korea.
We don't have any
those right here.
Korean currency.
Okay, so she.
So wait, that means we have to kill something and take its soul?
So she is talking to you. Meanwhile, you look down and you just see this spine devil just with a dead abyssal chicken in its hand, and it just eats the head off of it the way that someone eats popcorn when they're just like, I wonder when they're gonna notice me. And he just looks up at you and he goes, "Hey, guys, that's my ride. What you doing?"
And Annihilus is going to try to kill him instantly
Okay, great. Roll for initiative.
without any hesitation. She's just going to
right.
smash his head with a warhammer. Or attempt to, at any rate. Come on, Annihilus initiative!
Not good.
There we go.
Very bad.
Now we're ready.
Very bad.
Now we're ready.
All right, give me 1 second here.
Time's up. Let's do this.
This should not. All right. Let's see. We'll save.
Oh, man. I really need to look at this character.
All right. So, first off. Oh, wait. Hold on. Great. Yeah. All right. So, what did you roll, Grant?
A 4.
A 4. What did you roll, Skid?
Also a 4. Roll off.
Yeah. 7.
6. Oh, you win
Okay.
this round.
So we've got a 7. Oh, wait, no, this is a 6, a 7. All right, then we've got Joe,
19.
19. No, 19. All right.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Matthew,
20.
20. We've got Troy LaValle,
3.
3. He says.
Oh, no, brother.
All right.
What have you done?
Yes, I was staring at the hole on the dashboard. trying not to make so many jokes that I wanted to make. You know how difficult
sorry.
it was to stay clean.
I know. It's why I do these things to you.
I had some real gold.
Liquid gold. All right, Troy, it is your turn. You are first.
Is that how this works?
Yeah, you rolled a 20,
No,
right?
he rolled a 3. I think Matthew rolled a 20.
I'm sorry, Matthew. I'm so sorry. I wrote it A, B,
That's
C,
okay.
D,
I was
and I
like,
miscounted.
is a bad initiative good in 5?
No, you're great. You're doing great.
Okay. So Dexter is going to cast a little spell.
Yeah.
Since why not, right?
Uh-huh.
It's a little spell called Erupting Earth.
Okay.
So I choose a point I can see on the ground within range, and a fountain of churned earth and stone erupts in a 20-foot cube centered on that point. And each creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw. And
Great.
You take some damage on a failed save. It also becomes difficult terrain. So I'm going to center the cube so that we are excluded from it and that it catches the...
All right. Sounds great. And what am I rolling against? What was your save?
I can tell you that when I go back to the screen.
Sure.
It is a... Hold on.
It's
Wait
a
for it.
15.
15.
So he fails.
Okay.
Awesome.
So you take
Good opener.
3d12 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Roll him.
Crack die. Okay, you take 28 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh my goodness.
That's a good roll.
And
He's-
I rolled a 10, 10, and an 8. And then each 5-foot square in the area is difficult terrain.
Okay, that's perfect. So opening up the earth in front of the, we'll say the driver's side of the vehicle, you sort of reach around your comrades and point at the earth, and it splits open, swallowing him, and leaves the whole thing just cracked earth with rubble all along it. So it would be hard to run through. He's dead. So you have the
Wow.
others to worry about, but now it is player C, who is Joe. Joe, it is your turn. You are staring at this helm. You see the spine devil, and hanging from his belt, you see one of these bags that's
Yeah.
screaming
so the guy
like
who
the soul
just
coins.
died.
Yep.
So she's gonna leap out of the car and just rip the bag off of his
Great.
belt.
Yeah, you rip it off the belt. Let's see. That's probably your entire movement and turn to do that, but you do it. You get up there, and now it is Spine Devil's turn, but he's dead. So, great. That's fun.
And did I have to roll for my wild magic?
Oh, did you cast a level 1 spell, Matthew?
Like that's a level 3 spell.
Oh, yeah. Then definitely you should do that. So roll a d20 for me.
So wait, does the spell still happen and then something else happens?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I rolled a 6.
Okay,
Wild.
so nothing happens. You feel every time you cast a spell, it's almost like you sort of have to sneeze. This time you feel, oh God, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I know I'm gonna do it. And then, oh God, no, it's okay. It's okay. Not this time. Not this time. And it stays, the magic stays inside voice. And now we have Skid. You are staring at this maw, and it says, all right, you got the good stuff. Now give me the good stuff. And she opens her mouth, and this gross green tongue licks out at you and sort of tongues the bag that Annihilisa is holding.
Annihilisa will release it into, or feed it, however.
Okay,
If that's
so
something
you
I
just
can do.
dump all the coins in there, or you just hand her one? What's your thought process here?
She just gives her one.
Okay, great. So you're not pumping the Nas. That's fine. So she eats the coin, and she goes, yeah, that's what Mama likes. Take me away! And she, boom, roars to life.
Nice.
Next up, we've got, let's see, Morden, Kynan, T, Big B. There are, you should know, places. What was this? The Tormentor? Here are the places that you guys could choose to man. We've got a lever for crushing wheels. which will help you crush people in your path should you need to. And you also have it's sort of like being on the Enterprise, right? Where you have sort of areas for everybody, or crew positions in Starship Combat. In Starfinder, if you're nasty, someone can run the raking scythes as well, and I'll tell you what those things do. So the crushing wheels, the Tormentor can move through the space of any medium or smaller creature. When it does, the creature must succeed on a DC 13 dexterity save or take 2d10 bludgeoning damage and be knocked prone. If the creature is already prone on the ground, it takes 2d10 more bludgeoning damage. That it can't be used against the same creature more than once each time. Then there's also raking scythes. The Tormentor moves within 5 feet of a creature that isn't prone or another vehicle for the first time on a turn. It can rake the creature it can rake the creature or vehicle with its protruding blades for 2d10 damage or slashing damage. So you can basically use those to cut at people. And then you need somebody to drive, and you need somebody to run the harpoon flinger that's off the back. So who wants to operate the crushing wheels?
I'll do that. That's fine.
Okay. We'll say that's attached to the helm. So you're driving, okay? You're driving.
No, I don't want to drive.
Oh, you don't want to drive? Okay,
I'm not driving.
Okay. Do you
I need
want
to be able to jump out and crush skulls.
Okay.
I'm an excellent driver.
Okay, Lavali is driving. Then we
I'll do
need
the scythes then.
Okay.
Sir Bodhi Butterplug is driving.
Great. Sir Bodhi Butterplug. My apologies, sir.
You were never knighted, brother.
And who would like to be the harpoon flinger?
Butterplug.
Amazing.
And you know it to be true.
You were always a disappointment to grandfather.
You were adopted.
Oh my god.
Is there a station that's sort of out of view of the rest of the people on the vehicle?
A station? You could be the harpoon flinger?
It says, "Hey, don't worry, mate. Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna man the harpoon flinger." And he goes up to wherever that is.
Cool. So you climb onto the back.
And he just passes out. He just falls asleep.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, perfect. So you climb onto the back. It's like, honestly, for it being hell, it's sort of nice. It's like a cushy chair that's like with levers in front of it. So you kind of straddle the levers and you just lean into the chair and let sleep take you.
Yeah.
Why not?
I'm totally knackered, so this is just what the doctor ordered. What to say,
all right.
man?
I know we got a little bit into talking about the thing, but the last person to go was Skid. So Skid, you take your place. So you're going to use your turn to take your place up there. Before you fall asleep, are you going to do anything or no?
I'm going to move the levers so that it makes the most room for me to lie down.
Okay, perfect. So you get yourself settled in there on your turn. Sounds great to me. Now it is Grant's turn. What would you like to do?
So it seems like all the stations are taken up, right? We got the wheels, scythes, and flingers. So can I Rufio this ship and just dance around the bow and get ready to shoot at people from a distance? And hype man people.
Much like in Mad Max Fury Road, there's this, we'll say, antenna that sticks up, and you can sort of climb that antenna and hold onto it with your whip and get ready for whatever else might happen.
Shiny and chrome, brother.
Can I pause the action here for
you may.
D&D Descent into Avernus sidebar? So, they built all of this Mad Maxy stuff into this setting, into this book?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's really fun. Well, I'm curious to see how it plays out. Right. But I really like the Mad Max stuff. So I'm psyched.
Yeah. It's super, super, super cool. All right. So at this point, we've done this, and player E, which is Troy, a.k.a. Bodhi.
All right,
what do you want to do? You're at the helm.
I just got to jump to my position and take it over, right? Is everybody else in the vehicle?
Yep.
No, Annalise is not.
I thought you jumped back in. You were the one that had you jumped out, grabbed the coins, and jumped back in.
Great. I thought you said grabbing the coins was my whole action. So I thought I was outside and her tongue came out of the car.
Gotcha. To achieve getting the coins and getting back in was your full action. Gotcha.
Beautiful.
So can I just hit the gas then?
You hit the NOS
Red
and
team
you
go.
tear away. This vehicle moves, and at this point we're going to move into theater of the mind because we're going to be moving so fast that there's no way a map is going to keep up with it. So you can move 100 feet around, and you tear screaming out of this semicircle, and you hear just cacophony burst out over the rest of the group out there. At this point, it would now be back up to the top, which would be Dexter. What would you like to do? You're about 100 feet away. You look out the window. You see other people. You can kind of make out these small shapes running to other vehicles.
Dexter gazes enviously at everyone else's stations.
And she, when I say she, you have, of course, you're being held currently by this paladin, and she says, "Oh, they really operate very well as a team. It seems nobody argued over anything. We argue for hours over what to do about things." Yeah. Did you want to do anything else?
What station did you take, Joe?
The scythe blades?
The
I think the crushing wheels are open, Dexter.
Well, the crushing
She
wheels
said
are
that's
a
the
part of the
driver.
helm.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Because you drive
shall
over.
Actually,
Actually, you can take the scythe blades. Like, I didn't even want to take them. I was just trying to fill the spots as quickly as
No.
possible.
I don't even want this vehicle.
I don't want them anymore.
Yeah. She just wants to sit in the passenger seat, just like grinding the handle of her warhammer until the vehicle stops so she can jump out.
Okay. So next up, then, if you are giving this away, we've got Annalisa. What would you like to do?
So outside, can I just do a perception? I mean, just to see what we're seeing, what's coming up. That's a 14 perception.
14 perception. You see, tearing out of nearby hills, you see these motorcycles, these devil's rides peeling out towards you to try and stop you. What would you like to do? They are within about 60 feet.
I would 60 feet?
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to... Oh, you know what? I read something else. There's no readying actions in D&D 5e?
Yeah, no. You can hold your action, right? So if you decide I want to wait until something happens, you can say, I would like to hold this specific action triggered by X when it happens.
Oh, that's readying an action. I think you can't delay your action. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, you're out of your element, O'Brien.
Here we go.
You actually have to do something.
How are you supposed to play a game if you can't delay? I don't understand.
Well, you can hold until it happens. So
she's gonna grab on to the frame of this thing while it's like, and she's gonna sheath her warhammer, and off of her back she's gonna draw out a javelin, and then she's just gonna like wait till like it's within 30 feet one of these vehicles, and then just like spoke it, just like right in the spokes
as one
of
of
a
these
wheel.
things gets within 30 feet, you will throw your javelin.
I'm gonna throw a javelin at the wheel and try to do a spoke attack and make it go up in the air.
Amazing.
Spoke
All right.
attack.
We
Classic
love it.
spoke John.
Yeah, a bespoke attack, if you will. Okay, it is now the turn of these things. They are trying to catch up, so they manage to speed up. You see some of them open up their bags and just dump coins into the open mouths on their dashboards that just eat them so ravenously, and they start speeding forward at an incredible rate. They get within your range. Why don't you roll your javelin attack for me, Joe?
Perfect. Here we go. Come on, man. Come on, Annihilation. Natural 18. No. Oh. Sorry. False alarm. I got excited. Natural 12. That is a 19, though, with a javelin.
A 19 to hit. All right, 1 second. Let me look. Is it good? On the Devil's Ride. Armor class 23. So it misses the driver as it just sort of jukes out of the way. All right, here we go. Next up, we have got these drivers are going to... One of them is going to get close enough to attack you. And... he is going to jump onto the back of the vehicle. He lands, his chin just slamming in, and you see blood sort of dripping down his neck as he kind of stumbles up to the ground. And he's a boy who's going to do a thing. What's he going to do? He's going to go ahead and multi-attack the sleeping barbarian in the back that's right next to him because he's prone and give advantage. Okay, so that's okay, so 10. Okay, so that's a 12 to hit. Somehow I don't think that hits. I think your AC is 17, Skid.
It is.
So he's
I don't
still
know what,
a little.
when I'm asleep, I don't know what it is, but
He's still a little shaken, right? By slamming his head, getting his marbles all shaken up, and so he's just standing there. He goes, "You stole our ride!" Screams at you, sleeping.
and I wake up.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Hey, man, that's rude. What's wrong with you?
Hey, man.
Would you
Come
like?
on, man.
Would you like to do anything else on your turn aside from wake up?
Can I hit him with my battle axe?
You may. Would you like to rage?
Yes.
All right, great.
Hey, being woken up. Okay, so that's an 18 to hit.
Okay, yes. Yes, it will hit him now that he is just standing here.
Okay. That is 12 points of damage.
All right, did you add your
Nice.
extra 2 for being raging?
I did.
Okay, great. Well done. All right, so he takes your battle axe clean into the shoulder blade. You see him reach over, grab this thing, and try to pull it out of his shoulder blade, and just finally sticks it out. And he's got his hand kind of out looking for an in, but he does not look good. Next up, we have our fabulous Warlock Zalcore. So you're
Zalcore-
up there on your swinging antenna.
Like a tetherball, just kind of being swung in the wind. And then he's looking down at the battlefield, and he kind of aims his finger out and points it at the nearest devil ride. Is there one within range?
Yes.
60 feet away, you said?
Oh, yeah. They're yeah, it's time.
And a crackling energy unleashes from the tips of his finger as he unleashes 2 eldritch blasts at the driver of the devil ride.
All right, go ahead and give me some rolls. You said at the driver?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
There's only one person inside of the vehicle?
Yeah, you have several people because you're in a large vehicle, but they're on these small bikes.
Yeah. I think I'll just shoot right at the person.
Okay.
So I rolled a 17 to hit.
Okay, that will hit the person.
Okay. That will be
That will hit the person.
That will be a total of 10 points of damage, and the second attack will be for a 22 to hit.
Yes.
And
give
that
it
will
to me.
be for 6 points of damage.
Okay. You see as these 2 blasts kind of retch across, breaking the sound barrier, and just these blue orbs just smash in shards of ice across his chest, and he is blown backwards off the seat of his motorcycle, but one hand reaches up and grabs at the seat and holds on as the cycle starts veering wildly to the side. All right.
Awesome. Man!
All right.
so
Next
good.
up, we have, I believe, our driver. We've got Bodhi.
All right, so can I activate these crushers?
Yes. So if you want to veer, you can move faster than they can. So you can kind of turn to the left and just run over them.
Okay, and
is that what you'd
type
like
of?
to do?
Yeah, that's what I want to do here. I want to kind of just see if we can take them out so we can get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
What type of roll are we talking for using these crushers?
I'll tell you. All right, let me pull up the Tormentor stat block here. All right, so you are going to move through the space of a medium or smaller creature. So we'll say you can move through the space of 2 of these things. They are going to make a DC 13 dexterity save. And if they make it, you will roll 2d10 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, great. So they're just making a save.
Yep.
I don't have any attack.
You don't. Yeah. You just say you do it, and now I go. And okay, one of them saves and jukes out of the way. It turns out these little bikes, they are able to roll, I believe, with advantage on dexterity saves because they're so fast.
Well, great.
But the second one fails. Please roll me 2d10 damage.
You got it. Make sure these are D10.
Get him, brother. Get him.
Fuck me. That's only 6 points of damage.
What? She said 2d10.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. And 6 points of damage?
Yeah, 6 points.
Well,
Really shitty. They shouldn't call them crushers.
well, they're
Called light
yeah,
tappers.
like just a gentle breezer.
Gentle suggesters.
Mild inconveniencers.
Yeah.
Pardon me, sirs.
Mild inconveniencers.
No, get away from
I
me.
would like to dual wield mild inconveniencers.
Amazing. So you manage to kind of like look over your shoulder and see that you missed the first one, but you turn really severely into the second one, and it is flattened into the earth. The driver kind of trying to crawl away as the bike is knocked over, and you run over the back of his heel, and his foot is just crushed beneath you. Yeah, and you tear out, turning away towards the horizon of the slithering canyon, leaving them in your dust. We are out of combat or skill encounter or whatever you want to call this.
Hold on.
Wait, do we still have that guy in the back? Or did Skid kill him?
Skid's still fighting. You know what, Skid? Because I like you and because you're still here, let's keep doing combat.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I forgot that he was still alive. I got so excited about the bikes. I'm
Wait,
so
can I
sorry.
try? Do I get to go? Can I do something?
You get to go first, actually.
I want to use this cool item you gave me.
Yeah, I would love it if you would.
This Ring of the Ram.
Yes.
Ring of the Ram, classic.
Classic.
I'm gonna from being nestled in the paladin's arms. I'm gonna reach up and point my ring at him, and I'm gonna try to. I make an attack with the ring, and if I hit, he takes damage and gets pushed back 5 feet, and hopefully off of the car.
Great. Well
Nice,
done.
nice.
Good use of RAM. Good use of RAM.
Natty 16 for 23.
Okay. Yes. His AC was 13, so you hit him. Roll that damn.
Okay, that is 16 points of damage, and he gets pushed back 5 feet.
So describe to me how you delete him from the universe. Because
So I'm
he is
just like-
dead before he flies off.
This is our car now. And I point the ring, and this burst of force just flies over his character's head and just hits him square in the chest, and he just like flips backwards off of the car.
Whoa.
Great. He flips back. Here's what happens. He flips backwards off the car and lands beneath the wheels of the last bike, which then flips over it like a speeder in Star Wars and crashes into a nearby rock as you enter and tear away into the canyon. Great. Well, that's a much better ending. I'm so glad we did that.
God, now I'm gonna have to watch Mad Max again. I have to watch it again now.
Wednesday night. Can you tell? Okay, so
I want to watch Thunderdome, actually. I want to watch Thunderdome.
So you guys start winding through this canyon. You make your way to the other side, and everything gets quieter. The wind blowing the sand in ripples across dunes as you kind of speed up. You have, of course, Bodhi driving, finally getting a handle on this thing, having kind of figured it out. And you kind of soar off of one and land, and it's like almost being a ship on waves as you ride from dune to dune, getting ever closer to this whispering vault. And Zelkor, you do hear whispers. You gasp as a force hits you. Your eyes shut. You're still holding on to your kind of perch with your whip. Never let go. But as you suddenly feel yourself taken away, you're floating in freezing waters, looking up at a giant glacier, a dark, mysterious form in the center of it. It calls out to you in the stillness. I see the Blade Reaver has brought me a gift. Bring her to me. Let me consume her whole. So you feel blessed in this moment as you grow closer to a place of your patron's power on this level of hell. And as you arrive on this other side of the canyon, your eyes open. All of you see this out the windows. Rising out of the desert, you see a giant horned obsidian skull with golden inclusions in the skull that sparkle against the not sunlight, because there's no sunlight here, but sparkle in whatever light there is. The mouth is open as if mocking you, laughing at you, creating a cavernous entrance that dares you to be more curious about what lays within. Its eyes glow a faint blue. You pull up. Stop your tormentor there.
Annihilisa will jump out as soon as the car stops, as soon as the buggy stops.
Yeah. So you jump out. You see all of this kind of expanding before you. That mouth seems to be the only way in to whatever this place is. Kind of landing in the sand next to you heavily. This other paladin reaches over. She sets the child on the ground so that the child can have their own agency as they deserve. And
Thank you.
and she reaches over, and in the stillness of this kind of strange moment, the sand kind of plastered and dried against your faces, she reaches out and she goes, Irina Wren, and introduced herself to you for the first time.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that part.
Me too, dude.
Hello.
Hello, Irina. You must be a fan of the Montreal Canadiens, correct?
I love Montreal and sports a lot. I think
love
they're
sports
great.
a lot, as most sports fans say.
I can see, yeah.
Yes.
Clearly.
I hate you, Grant.
Annihilisa will reach out and
Yeah.
grab her hand.
Yeah.
Squeeze
God. This is so squeeze. Are you intending to do harm or just like be serious?
No. Just be
Just
like
be like-
firm.
Yeah. Okay.
Be like,
Cool.
pleasure to meet you.
And she says, I didn't like you all, but there's something about you. I can't quite put my finger on it. And she like shakes your hand, your arm. She grasps your arm firmly in return. And she kind of cants her head to the side and says, well, what are you waiting for? I thought you wanted to go in there.
Yes, of course we do. I just do not know what we are stepping into. Those fiends were dispatched easily enough, but I don't know what lies ahead. We are all new to this place,
Yeah.
and I want to get out of here as quickly as possible.
I'm a bit on edge too. I could barely sleep back then. And honestly, I hate to say it, but so far it's like hell isn't all it's cracked up to be.
Right.
I don't mean to be negative, but it's not that great.
I did not know they had these incredible machines.
Yeah, that's great, but it's just not very pleasant. Honestly, all things considered, I'd rather not be here. In hell.
Well, as you said, there is only one way to get out of here. And she begins kind of like doing that thing where you're trying to run up the dune, but she's in this plate armor and it's really tough, but she's muscling her way. She's a woman on a mission trying to get to the top of the dune and begins walking into that mocking maw.
Yeah, we'll follow.
Yes, into the mouth.
As you get out of your seat, amazing. I hate it. As you get out of your seat, Bodhi, you hear the little mouth open and goes, "Hey, have fun storming the castle."
I'll be back for you.
Even
If you
know what
rolled
that
an
means.
insight check, you would see how badly this car wants to just drive away. But sadly, it can't drive without a helmsman. All right, so you guys go moving into the vault.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Yes, here we go, guys. Home stretch. All right, so you
Into
move
the mouth.
into the breach. You step through the mouth. You make your way down a long corridor, and everything about it chills you to the bone. It's this stark difference in temperature here is incredible, and because you've been sweating, like you just are chilled. In a way, it glows with these icy veins. Some of it looks so smooth. It's like black ice, like a black mirrored finish. The corridor opens into a giant circular room. In this room, you know what? Let me have a look here. We're not going to the map yet, but soon, Grant.
Tell me.
What's in the mouth?
What's in the mouth?
What's in the mouth?
You, in fact, walk out of another mouth on the inside of this room into this circular room. You look up, you see like a giant demon's horned head, and you've walked out of its teeth. And in the four kind of it's a circle, so they're not corners. That would be weird. But in four areas kind of equidistant from each other, you see four braziers glowing with blue kind of dormant coals, unlit. Why don't you, and there's an altar at the center of the room, a circular altar. Why don't you guys roll investigation? Someone, if you want to see what's up here.
I will do this.
Investigation.
I will do this thing.
14.
11.
Joe, I'm sorry.
Natural 3. So that's
All right, who got 14?
it's not really Annalise's bag. Subtle investigation.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll get there. We'll get there, sweet baby Joe.
Dexter got a 14.
Dexter got a 14. So Dexter, you move into the center of the room near the altar, and you see written at the bottom of the altar in Infernal. Do you speak Infernal?
I will tell you what I speak once I get to that part of my character sheet.
Sure. You speak
I do
Elvish,
speak
Infernal,
Infernal.
and Minotaur. Wow, you're
Yes.
really well traveled, man.
I took Minotaur because I'd never spoken to a Minotaur.
It's because of the chicks, man.
I think I also speak Infernal. I do.
Amazing. So you read there on the bottom part of this altar, when the beacons 4 are lit, a soul shall to my trough be knit.
What?
When the beacons 4 are lit, a soul shall to my trough be knit.
Light those fucking beacons.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Wise,
Enthusiastic.
brother.
All right. You have a source of
Just
fire.
light those fucking beacons.
It's easy
Yes.
enough.
I say.
Flint and tinder. Why don't you tell me where you are in the room when this happens?
At a beacon.
So are
This
each
one.
of you at a different beacon lighting it? What's the deal?
Yes, I shall be at the southwestern
Yes,
beacon.
I will be at the... Why am I doing your voice?
You're related.
I will be at the northwestern beacon.
My grandfather always said, should you find yourself in hell with 4 beacons, always light the southwestern one. Following his words, I shall be there.
My God.
I will go to the northeast.
Yeah, sorry. Kind of drifted
Okay.
away. If we're ordering pizza, I prefer Canadian beacon.
Amazing. Okay, so you guys can...
Morty, we need you to the southeast.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you.
Is that the
And-
closest one, perchance?
All right,
Yes,
so
it is.
south,
Good.
And what did she say her name was?
Irina.
Irina. And Irina, this is why we've brought you.
Okay,
Only you are powerful enough to harness the power of the crystal.
okay.
Please aid us once we alight the beacons. We may die in the effort, but it'll be worth it to save you.
Okay.
Yes, and
Why
either
don't-
way, the child shall be yours.
Why don't you roll? Do not forget. You promised to take this child from us,
Yes,
no matter
come
what happens.
may.
Can you go ahead and roll a deception check for me?
Come on, Annalisa. This would be a good one to get. Natural 2, dude.
Oh,
Can I aid
This
it by
fucking
promising the
sucks
child?
so much, man. I'm so tired of this shit.
so are you all are like reaching out to light your braziers Is that okay? Okay, I'm just checking so we can set the scene. All right, go ahead and reveal our scene to people here, if you haven't already. Soon you see this circular room begins to shake and rumble as the beacons, the braziers are lit. They are indeed lit. And in the center of the room, something about the desperate tone in your voice, like a little bit of a warble, she kind of questions it, and she looks.
I never warble.
I never warble. Not I. True knight of the realm.
Not I, disciple of Zariel.
You all watch here as the room sort of rumbles and the sort of iris on the altar begins to open, and floating up from within it is this crystalline, large shard of ice. And she says, I don't know about this. I think this might be a bad idea. I don't like this. And she draws her weapon.
No, you dummy.
You fool!
Okay. She says, she says, you want me to touch it? I don't think I should. I think it's time that you roll for initiative to see if you can get her to touch it. All you have to do is get her to touch it.
I would like to say everyone else is positioned at a brazier. I would have moved myself, but I can't find my token because I'm a dummy.
Oh, that's it's not on there, so you're not dumb. I'm just mean.
Okay, perfect.
I'm not. I don't think I'm on there.
I would love to be like. I would think.
One second.
I would love to be like right next to Irina because I think that I would be drawn to the crystal and to the infernal.
Yeah, sure. You're right next to her.
We can push her into it.
Let's do Dexter. You can be up here. Is that okay? Do you see yourself?
Yes. Here, I'll move myself right there.
Yeah, you be where you want to be, right? But just in that general vicinity of lighting. Everybody else should be able to see themselves. And did you want to use a reaction to try and do something since you're standing right there, Zalcore?
Yeah, actually, I'd like to use a crazy eldritch invocation called Cloak of Flies.
Here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Yes!
Finally get to use it.
This is such a good idea. Okay. What do I do? Tell me how to help you do this bad thing that you want to do.
So as a bonus action, I think just in the proximity of the Stygian's shard, Zalcore feels the power and the vision fill his body, and a 5-foot aura of flies begins sprouting around him, coming out from underneath his scale mail and through his very tight black leather pants.
Right. Sure.
This aura of flies starts to surround Irina as well and will give me advantage on intimidation checks against her.
Okay.
To intimidate her into touching the shard itself.
Do it. Wow. Roll me that intimidazione.
If it doesn't work, we'll kill her.
I will take disadvantage on all other charisma-based checks, though, for the duration of this.
Oh, because you've done this?
Oh no.
Oh no, but this is the only one that matters, so Spider-Man.
Whatever will you do?
A natural 1 and a 16.
Ooh.
For a total of a, where's my intimidation? 22.
Yeah, okay, so that's plenty. That's plenty, sir. So she kind of reaches up with her mace to block these flies. She goes stumbling backwards, and it's not so much that you've intimidated her into doing what you say, as she realizes what a terrible idea it is to get into a car with a stranger. Yeah. In this moment, she knows how bad that is. And she goes stumbling back and almost falls and stumbles over the altar, but reaches back to steady herself. And her hand hits the ice.
Yeah!
Now, the entire room shakes and an earthquake begins tearing the earth out from under you. Imagine that this wasn't already lava before. Now it's lava. Now all these things break apart, and you are standing in these isolated areas in this room. Go ahead and roll dexterity saves for me, everybody, to see if you fall prone.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh. Very cool.
Hey.
Give me Zalcore, go first.
18, 16
You're
on the
good.
die.
You are just thick with you're replete with the splendor of your success, and you just barely even move, kind of riding it like a wave as it rumbles beneath your feet. Next up, we have Skitteroony.
10.
10. Okay, you just barely managed to keep your feet, but you bend your legs and you're kind of low to the ground, and it's a little confusing what's going on, but you managed to keep your feet. Then, of course, we have Annihilisa.
Annihilisa rolls a natty 15 for a 15.
Okay, great. You also managed to keep your feet, steadying yourself against the brazier. And then you have, of course, Dexter.
Grant, I also rolled 16 for an 18.
What are you talking about, bro?
So weird. And lastly, of course, we have Bodhi. What'd you get?
I rolled a 17 for an 18.
Wow, we all did it.
Guys, I'm so
I want to do
proud
the
of
Three
you.
Amigos dance from the movie.
All right. So you guys stand there as the earth rips itself open, revealing this sort of ritualistic room built for this purpose. And yet, not all is as it should be. For you see arriving the most ridiculous thing I could put in this game.
Anne, what have you done? What have you done?
Okay, we're gonna do this. And
It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
this.
It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Ray.
The
my
mist
God.
clears.
Oh no, celestial unicorns come to defend the paladin.
The mist clears, and you see this opalescent sort of mist move away and coalesce into three, at the end of these three separate walkways around you. You make out 3 4-legged unicorns. Why would they have any less than 4 legs? Why did I write that? They have 4 legs like unicorns do. One is seafoam green, one lavender, and one pink, and each with long, luxurious golden manes and tails and a proud gold horn stretching forward from its forehead. You know not what you do, mortals. To dim the light of a celestial is an affront to the natural order, and ye shall be stopped. The Morning Lord sends his sacred cavalry to end this at once. You shall not have our champion. Now, this is going to get a little interesting. We're going to roll for initiative. And we're also going to talk about how this is going to work. While in the unicorn's presence, so while in the room with the unicorns, Irina has a chance to fight back against her corruption by rolling charisma saves on her turn to fight the artifact. If she fails 3 times before she succeeds 3 times, she is successfully converted. However, if she succeeds 3 times before she fails as many, let's just say other things happen. If you let the unicorns get within 5 feet of her, she rolls those saves with advantage. If the unicorns are slain, she will not be able to resist the artifact anymore and will be turned.
We must murder the proud horned unicorn.
Roll for a niche, baby!
Roll for a dish. This is wild, Anne. This is wild.
Crap.
Oh, there you go, Annihilisa. There you go.
All right, Mordenkainen, what you got?
18, apparently.
All right, Annihilisa, what you got?
19.
Okay, Dexter, what you got?
17.
Zalcore.
14.
Bodhi.
8.
8?
Eight.
Good work, kid.
Not
Proud of
great.
you. All right. And start encounter. God, I love D&D Beyond. God. Have my children. Okay, so it is, in fact, our Irina's turn first. So she will roll. That's a natty 1, y'all. So that is a fail on her turn. What have you done? What have you done? You see as black ichor begins to leak out of her eyes.
Yes.
Annihilisa, it is now your turn.
Okay.
By the way, Mordenkainen, you're up next, just as a heads up.
Okay.
Step up and kill it.
Yeah, I guess I'll just do. Yeah, I'll start with that. Let's try that. So these are on the same level, the pedestals here. So I could just leap across. I could.
You can make
sort
an
of hand
athletics
wave
check
getting there, but
to leap across. Yeah.
okay. So can I move to the creature? I have
So
30
you
feet of
are-
movement.
Okay, so you are here. Yeah, so go ahead and roll me an athletics check to
Oh,
make
dear.
that jump. It'll be fine. What could happen?
All right, so I will disappear into the bowels of hell forever right now.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
I got a 16, so is that good?
Okay. A 16. Yeah, that is good. You land there and you now have the rest of your movement speed. So you moved from here to here, right? So you still have
Yes, I did.
15 movement speed. So you
Okay.
could get to
5,
here.
10, 15. Is that good?
Yeah. Then what do you want to do?
Then I will. Can I use a reaction to ready an action to attack if it comes within range? Or
You can, yes, if it comes within range of you, then yes, you can do that. However, you also can't, you have spells, just like as a reminder.
yeah, yes, I know.
You have Eldritch Blast, just like Grant. You have it.
Yes, I know. I just felt.
I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just reminding you that it's something that you have.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do an Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Okay. So that is my spell attack.
Yep.
roll
So
a
you're going to
spell
add
attack?
a 6
Yeah.
to whatever you roll.
Okay. So spell attack, Eldritch Blast, 14.
Okay. Let's see here. Where? Oh, there we go. 14 hits.
Oh, beautiful.
All right.
Okay, that is 1d10 damage, 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage, and you
Force
have
damage.
the second, or no, yes, you have the second one too, because you're level 5, so you get 2 beams.
No, I don't think so. No.
Yes.
I'm only a level 1 warlock.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. That's the best thing about it. When you do the
Really,
dip,
they all stack?
Yes, it stacks up to 5 because you are a level 5 character, even though you only have one level of
amazing.
warlock. That's
Okay.
why when you hover over it, it says count 2
Okay.
in the notes. Yeah.
I see that. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. Then, hit on the second one, natty 15.
Okay.
And 6 points of damage on the
All
second
right.
one.
6 points of damage. What do your Eldritch
All right, see, that's
Blasts
why I
look
didn't
like?
do Eldritch Blast, because I was like 1d10 versus like I could do 3d8 with a higher
know.
bonus to hit if I
Yeah.
wait for it. I didn't realize I could do 2 beams. So yeah, that's definitely the better
you're
option.
beaming it. You're beaming it.
I'm beaming it.
So what do your Eldritch Blasts look like? Tell me in your mind's eye what they look like.
They look like just like frost-covered rock, basically.
Nice. So,
and
yeah,
they
so
just
you-
like crush with bludgeoning damage.
Exactly. It's
force
almost
damage
as
against
if
this
you
creature.
just sweep your hands up and arcane sigils gather around them, summoning rocks into your hand, and as a giant, you just throw them with incredible force at your
Yeah,
enemy.
and it's just like so different from the the environment around where it's all like
Yeah.
hot and red and everything. It's just like
Yeah.
freezing cold rock bashes this horrific creature in the face.
Mordenkainen. What's up, baby? What you want to do?
Can I draw? Well, like what kind of action sequence is it for me to draw and throw a javelin? Can I
You
that
just
in
do
one?
it. You just do it.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, great. Throw
So he
it.
says,
And which
"Get,
one
get
are
away
you
from my
targeting?
friends, you dirty horned horse!" And the closest one to him,
Okay.
and he throws one, and that is a 14 to hit.
Yep, that will hit.
Okay, and that is 6 points of damage.
Okay. Yep.
And do I have a move action now?
Yes, you do.
I want to jump across to get into
Okay,
melee.
go
with
ahead
it.
and roll me an athletics check to jump across.
Athletics. Okay.
Athletics, mate. Come on, man.
Athletics, man.
Jump across, man.
Athletics. Athletics.
So you're jumping over
we go.
here.
15.
Okay. So you're going to run over here. I guess you'd have to kind of go here. Yeah. Okay. So that you would have to get to here, which is 10 feet, and then that's 20 feet. Yeah, you can do that. Sure. Okay. And your athletics roll was what? Sorry, I was just doing math in my
15.
head. A 15. You're good. You land. You almost crush into the crumbling rock as some of it teeters off the edge down into the magma waiting below. All right.
Wow.
Next.
Can I rage too? Just
Yes.
while I'm here?
You can.
I'm really angry. You've interrupted what could be nap time. Fuck off.
Amazing. Great. Okay, so you do this. You've jumped and you have thrown your javelin. That is your turn. Excellent work. Dexter, you're next, followed by Zalcore.
Okay, Dexter, who's extremely jealous that this paladin gets unicorn protectors. Like, why don't we all get unicorn
Right,
protectors?
yeah,
Like,
I
that
get
just
it.
doesn't seem fair.
Jealous.
I'm so jealous.
Jealous.
So jealous, in fact, that he's going to throw a chromatic orb at the unicorn.
Nice.
in the northeast.
Chromatic orb.
I do believe that's over a level 1, is it not, Matthew?
It is, and I'm casting it at a level 2.
Okay.
So I shall have to roll
Yeah.
a 14.
Okay, so that was a 14 for your chromatic orb?
No, that was for my
For
wild
your
magic.
for your wild magic. Okay, so you feel it pass. The sneeze is gone. Urge to sneeze held at bay, unfortunately for all of us. But now you are going to throw your chromatic orb. Is that an attack to hit, or is that a save I have to make?
It is an attack to hit.
Okay, make it.
Right? Yes. Okay, wait, actually, first,
Yes.
is there a knowledge check I can roll to see if unicorns are particularly vulnerable to any particular type of energy?
You would have to spend your turn doing it, but yes.
But I wouldn't be able to
Yeah,
cast
so if you
it.
want to make, like, aside from a check that's like a part of your movement, you can spend your standard action, like just your action, as opposed to your bonus action, like learning about something or trying to recall if you remember
Got it.
a thing or a story about something, right?
Well, that doesn't seem as much fun, so I'm just going to choose Thunder at
Okay.
random, and then I'll roll to hit.
Great.
And probably miss. That's an 11.
Okay, yeah, unfortunately, no, that is not a hit. You watch as kind of the rumbling of the earth throws you a little bit off, and you just hurl it, and it smashes into the side of the rock behind it as it rears up defensively.
Everyone else gets to hit. Why can't I ever hit?
Well, I mean, here's the deal. I would let you roll with advantage if you wanted to use Tides of Chaos, Matthew. That would just
Alright.
mean that we would have to also roll on the random magic effect table and see what happens.
I like it.
Okay, so roll again.
Okay, that's a 16 to hit.
Okay, great. So roll the damage for your chromatic orb.
Okay, because I cast it at level 2, this is 4d8.
And sorry, which one are you throwing it at? The one near you or the one, where are you going with it?
The northeast one, the one near me.
Got it. Okay.
That is 20 points of damage.
20 points of damn.
Thunder damage.
All right. Nicely done. All right.
And then what happens with the chaotic?
Well,
magic?
I would like for you to roll a D100, and we'll see.
D1 hundo coming up. 42.
42. Well, that's really unfortunate. So I'm going to give you a different one because that just isn't fun. I'm going to say you feel like you just ate a protein bar. You know when you hit with your next spell, if you hit, you're going to maximize the damage. There's just a little extra juice in the engine as you feel arcane sigils run up your arm, and you're just like, uh-oh. This could be good, could be bad. We'll see what happens. Okay, so that is your turn. Next up, we have Zalcore, followed by a unicorn.
Irina, I hope you can hold on for my dear life. And then he blinks and casts Blink on himself.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, nice.
He blinks and then casts blink.
Yeah, it's
Crazy.
really on the nose. Here it comes. He
So
rolled a
creative.
7, so he
So
does
talented.
not blink out of existence.
Okay.
Sadly,
But he will. I guess he does that at the end of his turn. So he's going to stay there for the time being to see where these unicorns come.
Sure. You still have a bonus action, don't you?
Well, one could get past Dexter. One could get past potentially our barbarian in the south. So I'm just trying to position myself nearby Arena in case something happens to her.
Well, I will remind you that as a bonus action, you do have the Hexblade's Curse. So you could choose one creature you can see within 30 feet. Are any of them within 30 feet, or would you like to move so that they might be?
I think then I will move closer to the one that Dexter is facing because Dexter seems to be having a hard time hitting them.
Wow, the
Savage.
passive aggressiveness.
Wow.
Just an honest
Brutal, dude.
assessment. I don't know what's the matter with you people with honest assessments. It's not called passive aggressiveness.
It's called honest assessments.
It's called an honest assessment. Okay, so
All right.
then
Honest aggressiveness.
I'm sitting here, feeling arcane magic course through my veins.
Yep. I know. You're just you're ready. He's so ready, and yet the insults, they keep coming. All right. So you moved, right?
yes, and I will.
And you're going to curse that little boy, the guy over here. Okay.
Yes,
Let
and I
me
get
mark
that once per short rest, I believe, or is this once per long rest?
Once per short rest.
Okay.
All right. So let me mark that as having been cursed.
Gun, gun,
All right,
gun.
cool. Marked. Boom. All right, next up, we're moving on down to the first unicorn. All right, so let's see. I can run up. It's going to run up to you and say, "You know not what you do," to Annihilisa, and it will rear up and attempt to hoof you in the face.
Oh,
What is
exactly
your
what I do.
AC? Is it higher than 25?
No. Shut up, Anne. I have to do this in front of my friends.
All right. 1d8. All right, so that's 8. Oh, wait, no, that's sorry. 2d6 damage. I was wrong thing. Okay. Ooh, max damage. That's
You just rolled boxcars?
16. I did. Yeah, 16
Oh my
damage.
God. Damn, going
from
down.
these hooves.
Oh my God. That
What
is
is it?
wild. All right. All right. That was
Next,
oh,
we
no,
have-
no. I beg to differ, my friend.
Oh.
Annihilisa suffers from a certain sin which has driven her here to the depths of hell.
Yeah.
A little sin called wrath.
Yeah.
As soon as this thing hits her, she's like, and casts a hellish rebuke on the creature for daring to,
right, what do I gotta
hoof her
do?
in the face. So you need to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Okay. All together, what do I get? That's a 6.
Nice. Miss.
All
The
right.
creature, the unicorn, is suddenly surrounded by the flames of my ire and takes, oh my God, 16 points of fire damage.
Amazing, Joe. You deserve this, man.
16 points of fire. A 10 and a 6 on 2d6.
All right.
Listen, we've all been surrounded by the flames of Joe's ire.
We've all
been
felt it.
there.
Frankly, we've wanted to talk to you
Dude.
about it for a long time, Joe.
That's why she barely, in character creation, Anne barely finished the idea of somebody has to represent 7 deadly sins, and I was like, Wrath. I'll take Wrath.
It's me. It's
I
me,
just
isn't it?
understand it so well.
Good work. Yeah, really use that in your character, Joseph.
Sorry, I have a question, not to
Yeah.
be tedious. I know
No,
you got
you're
a lot
fine.
going on over there, but did the creature move closer to me, like right next to me to do
I'm
that,
so
or does
sorry.
it have
Yes,
a reach
it
of some
walked
kind?
up to you. It jumped over here. It jumped onto, we'll say, onto this side. Let me
Okay.
make sure. Yeah, that's good. All right, great. It basically leaps over that crevasse and lands there. And we'll say it doesn't hoof you. It tries to like buck into you, right?
Okay.
And you just consume its rear, its hindquarters in flame.
It did a great
Flame.
job.
It did. You know what?
It was successful in its, yeah.
It was. It was successful for a time. Now it's unicorn number 2, facing off with a sweet barbarian who needs to
No.
die.
No.
All right. How is a 26 to hit? Is that going
That
to hit
is terrible because it hits me.
you? Okay, great. let me just we're close distance. Perfect. And he is going to gore you with his horn.
Oh my gosh.
All right. All right, 8. Oh, they have multi-attack. I forgot about that. That's fine. All right, so 8 for the first attack, and we'll do hooves now for the second, and it's a natural 1. He kind of gets stuck in your flesh, I guess, and tries to rear back and pull out, but misses on the second go. It is now Sir Bodhi, followed by another unicorn, followed by the top of the round.
All right, Sir Bodhi's going to athletics check, backflip off of this thing to land next to the unicorn.
Okay.
So straight up athletics check.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Give me that.
21.
All right. Yeah, you do it. You do it.
You do it. You
Watch
do
out,
it.
you proud unicorn.
And
Nice.
then, even though I've taken that as my move action, can I still do 2 attacks where I have 2 attacks?
Yes. So yes, you are level 5. You have extra attack because you're a level 5 fighter. So you may roll 2 melee attacks now.
And that is what I shall do with my
Yeah.
Vicious warhammer.
All right. Give me
we go.
the hammer stuff.
Do we know their AC, guys?
I do. It's 13
Okay.
Oh,
17
clever
to,
trick, Troy.
or 12. Sorry.
17
Got
to
it out
hit.
of it.
Okay, it hits.
All right, so the first one is going to take, the first hit, rather, is 7 points of damage.
7 points of damn.
Let me just see. Yeah, okay. Fuck. Okay, and then the second attack. Come on. I will use inspiration to re-roll that.
Okay.
Okay.
And that will hit with a 19.
19.
Nice,
19.
And that's going to be
You're the
8 points of
meaning in
damage.
my
So he
life.
just comes down with his vicious warhammer and just boom, boom.
Okay.
Skid, that gift was perfectly timed.
Amazing.
It really was.
All right, well done. So you're using your warhammer.
Mm-hmm.
You bring this thing across its legs, and they almost slide out from under him. He kind of prances back, trying to get purchase, and then you slam the second one right into the flank with a sickening thud. You think you hear the cracking of celestial bones. All right.
Question. Did
Yes.
it go down?
No, it's still quite alive.
Still quite alive. I wonder if I should do my action surge here to take one more action.
Absolutely. Why
Recommend
not?
It says I can take an additional action on my turn. This can be used one time per short
Yep.
rest.
You get 2
dude,
more
what an amazing ability.
attacks.
So I'll do that and get 2 more attacks.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah,
do it.
ridiculous game. All right, here we go. First attack is a 14 to hit.
Okay.
All right, and that's going to be shit damage again. 7 points of damage. And then the final attack. Come on, man. Another hit, but 9 points of damage.
9 points.
It comes
Okay.
out just rah,
you-
4 hits.
You see as trying to shake off some of the damage that's happening, but he looks a little surprised that you are doing this well in his illustrious presence. However, there is another, and it is its turn, and it is called Northeastern Unicorn. That is his given name.
Oh, what a
Never
right.
cared for
horrible
him.
coincidence.
Let me. you did not
scared
blink
now.
out of.
He's empowered.
No, no.
Yeah.
This coincidence.
Cool. Ooh, that's gonna be rough, but I think he can land here. I don't know. He's kind of big.
Kind of
Maybe
big
he'll
deal.
go.
That's a
Yeah,
big unit.
he'll go here. He's gonna land here, and he is going to
Push Matthew
begin
off.
the
He's gonna push Matthew
onslaught.
off.
The charge, as it were, has been made. I have moved at least 20 feet straight toward a target, and I hit it with a horn attack. If I do hit it, then it'll happen. Let's see.
I think you're gonna hit it.
Oh, I didn't. I don't think. Let's see. The horn is +7. So I don't think a 10 hits you, does it?
It actually does not. It was so close though.
Wow! Oh, okay. That's annoying.
I'm not wearing armor.
So basically, yeah, you're still a little baby.
Leave that child alone. It's a defenseless child.
He's just a little baby. And
baby
you
alone.
say that, and the unicorn, frustrated, we'll say this is the seafoam green one, sort of trying to like get itself postured here. It's pretty large for the space, so it's considered squeezing onto this platform with you right now. And it looks at you and says, I know who you truly are. Changeling, deceiver!
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
That is really wooed.
Yeah, it do a no.
Willy wooed.
Willy
You're
wooed.
not buying it.
Cool. Next up, we have the next save against the corruption of the artifact from Irina.
Ooh.
That is a success. One success. All right. Next up, we have Annihilisa, followed by Mordenkainen. Annihilisa, what will you annihilate now?
Annihilisa will annihilate a unicorn
Okay, great.
with glee. As this creature seriously damaged her, pisses her off. So she is going to cast a spell. I'm starting to understand what these little abbreviations mean. I believe I can cast Thunderous Smite as a bonus action.
Yes, correct.
So I will cast Thunderous Smite.
You watch as a cloud brimming with thunder and lightning begins to envelop your warhammer.
Yes, lightning starts enveloping the warhammer. Very Thorish, but with an evil bent. And she
less
will
cool.
attack
Yes.
this.
All right. Creature.
Yeah, this is great. Here we go. Let's get this. Attacking the creature with the warhammer. Boomski swings down. Natty 16. That is going to be a yet.
Okay.
So she is going to deal. By the way,
yes.
just want to talk for a second about what you gave me, Anne. Thanks to the generosity of the Nash during character creation. Little thing called the Hellfire Warhammer.
Ooh.
This weapon is fashioned from infernal iron and traced with veins of hellfire. Any humanoid. Oh. All right. Enjoy the rest of your session.
It's still really cool for humanoids.
It is actually pretty cool. Any humanoid killed by an attack made with this weapon has its soul funneled into the river Styx, where it's reborn instantly as a Lemure devil.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah,
Horrible.
pretty badass. I mean, dude, Annihilisa, it turns out, is really evil. All right. Sorry.
you're
Damage coming. All right. That is 17 points of damage as
17.
the Warhammer and lightning crushes into this creature, and then I need a strength saving throw.
Man. All right. Okay. 19.
That is a success.
Okay.
Okay, so success, so that's nothing else happens.
No-
so
no
if you
extra.
fail,
But
this is
you
why I
have-
wanted to do it. If you fail, you get knocked 10 feet and are prone.
Yeah.
So I wanted to
that's-
knock the
it's pretty
unicorn
cool.
down.
But let me remind you about a little thing called Divine Smite. You could expend a spell slot now that you've hit to just do 2d8 damage to this.
Even with the spell?
Yes, because it's not like an extra thing.
Okay, yeah, all right, sure, yeah, I'll do that.
I believe I
wanna-
think that's true.
I wanted to keep casting spells, but because I only have one slot left now.
I mean, you could. It's not looking
it's
good
okay.
for
It's
this
all right.
unicorn.
I'll do it. No, I'll do it. I think that's a good
Yeah.
idea because I want to deal as much damage as possible
Yeah.
right now. Okay, so I had done 16, so it's another 2d8.
Yep.
That was a 7. And that was a 7. Oh, that's another 14 damage.
How
That's
do you
Ooh.
destroy this unicorn?
Oh, yes. Dude, so amazing. So, like, this lightning is, like, bursting around it, and then as he makes contact with this good-aligned creature, the lightning suddenly turns into veins of red as what's her name? Azariel infuses her divine smite into this unicorn, and the lightning turns red, and it's just like blood lightning. It goes through this creature, and even though it is strong enough to withstand the blowback and prone, it is not strong enough to stay alive.
Yeah.
So it dies.
Banish this creature to wherever it came from with a screaming whinny as your lightning ignites, like in a cartoony way, like the skeleton inside of it, and it dissipates into a fine mist.
Thank you for suggesting that I use Channel Smite or Divine Smite.
You're good. I just, you're new. I want to make sure you know what you can do. All right, here we go. Next up, we have Mordenkainen and then Dexter.
All right, so I see that for my battle axe, it's versatile. I have a 1d10 option.
If you're holding it two-handed.
That's what I thought. So, and I still have 2 attacks if I do it two-handed?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to do that. So he swings once. He says, "You dirty fraud of a phony horse!" Swings one time. And that is an 18 to hit.
All right, it is an 18, and this is the first time and first target you've hit while raging.
Yes.
All right, great. So, you tell me the damage, and then we'll go from there.
Damage is 8 points of damage.
All right, 8 points of damage, and this is what are you using? An axe?
Yes.
Okay, so you slash down at this creature two-handed, bringing your axe down onto its shoulder blade where it meets the neck, and this golden blood begins spilling out of the Celestial's veins. Meanwhile, you see appearing behind the horse on the other side, you see a familiar face. The face of your grandmother, Mizrim. Well, Morty, it's just a shame you never bring any girls home to see your mother. Your sister was a priestess of Lothin 3 years, and you're out here in hell doing God's know what. Oh, Lord, you disappoint me.
I bring women home constantly, just to their home. It's more of a whorehouse than a home, really. I don't know if they live there. They work there, really. I'm sorry.
Sex
grandmother.
work is work too, son.
I know.
Grandson.
I'm doing some good is what I'm saying. I'm keeping a lot of people employed.
All right, she rolls her eyes in a sassy way, and she is there to cause this creature to have disadvantage if it chooses to heckle or attack anybody but you, and if it does, they will take half damage. So you have its full attention as it sort of looks between you and your dead grandmother and is just like, I don't want to get in between you guys and your issues. Thanksgiving is hard. I get it. All right, Dexter, you are up, followed by Zelkor.
Is there any reason, like in Pathfinder, casting a spell when in melee combat with an enemy can provoke an attack of opportunity? Is there anything like that in D&D 5?
Sorry, say that one more time.
So I'm in melee with this unicorn.
Right.
Well, if I were to cast
if you cast a spell, unless you have Warcaster, which is a feat, you are going to roll with disadvantage unless it is a touch spell. Some spells have a range of touch.
Okay. I do not have that.
Cool.
So I'm just going to take the disadvantage.
Okay, great.
So I'm also going to spend 3 points from my, what's it called, the sorcery pool.
Okay.
3 sorcery points to activate my metamagic feat twin spell.
Yes. I like
and then
it.
I'm gonna cast another chromatic orb at 2nd level.
Great.
So, and if I hit, then I also get to hit another target within 90
right.
within range.
So first, wild magic surge.
7.
Okay, the sneeze, it's gone. You still not still fine.
Okay.
Now you're gonna roll to attack with the first orb, right?
Yes, and I get disadvantage on this because it's against the guy who's going next to me, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, that is a 19, and then roll again.
That's unfortunate for me. That's really not great.
Well, with the disadvantage, it's 15.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You hit?
Okay. Do I roll again for the second target? Is that how Twin Spell works?
Yes, you're going to roll again for the second target.
Also with disadvantage?
Yes.
Okay, natty 16 and natty 16. So
Oh my god.
Okay, that's so annoying, but I'm really happy for you.
That's so
great.
annoying.
Why don't you hit my celestial creature?
now you did allude to something last turn that
Yeah,
because
you
of
maximize damage on your next turn. Kill me.
what does that mean?
So you get maximized damage on both of those spells because it's your next turn.
What?
Because you twinned the spell.
So the max damage.
Yeah. I'm gonna say both of them. I mean that's my call. That's my call on the rules. People can argue with me.
Well, that would be 32 points of damage to each.
Oh boy.
What?
This orb just is like
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
thunder damage.
Yeah, so thunder bursts and you see its eyes go wide. You see the whites of its eyes as it's like a little bit of golden blood comes out of its ears. It's very unhappy about that situation that just occurred. All right, Zelkor, your turn. What do you got?
Okay, so Zalcore sees this crazy thunderball get unleashed from Dexter. It just ducks his head just in case it goes by him at the last minute, and then decides because he has a curse on the unicorn in front of him, he is going to crit potentially on a 19 or a 20.
Okay.
In addition to doing 3 bonus damage, so I'm going to take inspiration up top just to increase my chances
just
of
to
critting.
live your life, man.
And I'm
Let it all
going to
hang out.
cast Witch Bolt on this sucker. Here it comes.
boy.
Witch Bolt classic.
19,
Hold on.
19 and a 17.
Oh my god, I knew you were going to roll a 19.
Do I
I had
have to-
no
okay.
doubt whatsoever you were
Hold
going to
on.
roll a 19.
Hold on.
Yes.
Which bolt? Which bolt? This bolt. Hold on. Is it a roll to attack or a save? Or do I make a save? Am I imagining that?
I saw a plus, so
Why don't you link it in virtual tabletop, bro?
under
true.
hit DC, I saw plus 6. I can just
All right.
roll it now.
You roll.
I'll throw it in there.
Yeah. No, you were right. That's it. Yep. Okay. Cool. And then
So that's
on a
3D.
hit. Yeah.
That's
go ahead.
3D12 worth of damage. Do I roll the 6D12 or do I double what I roll?
You roll 6d12. You double the amount of dice that you roll.
Moly. $39 points of damage. No, 42 plus the 3 plus the 3 from the curse, so 42 points of damage.
42 points of damn. Man, I tried. This is busted. No, it's fine. All right. We skipped the 2 dead unicorns. I'm sorry. I robbed you of a chance to describe how that eliminates this unicorn from existence.
Yeah, so as this electric ball unleashes out, a wicked-looking bolt that's shaped like a jagged branch that was itself lopped off by a lightning bolt, comes out, and 3 of them converge on the tip of the golden horn of this unicorn and
man.
explode his brain out of his skull.
Yeah.
And at the same moment that happens, Zalcore regains 8 hit points and he has lost none.
Yes. Amazing. Okay. So you're just extra alive. All right. So that all happens, and I'm not mad about it. Just like for the record show that I'm not mad. Okay. Bodhi, it's your turn, my sweet boy.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna take 2 attacks. That's pretty much all I
Yep.
can do here. My spells aren't really gonna help in this situation, so I'm just gonna try and chunk away at this HP. That is a 19 on the first one.
Okay, that'll hit.
For max damage, 12 points of damage, and then second
Wait,
attack.
what unicorn are you attacking?
The southerly one.
The southerly one.
Didn't you just kill that one, Grant? Or did you kill the one
No,
next
he
to
killed.
me?
No, he killed the southern. Oh yeah, he did kill the southern. Is that Grant?
Which
I thought I was
were
with-
you shooting the one? Were you trying to hit the one that was next to Dexter, or
Yes.
the one down with?
The
Okay,
one next to
so the
Dexter.
southerly one is still there.
Okay.
it.
So
Yeah.
that's the one I just hit for 12 points of damage.
Okay.
And then a 13 to hit for the second attack.
Okay, you watch as it goes. by the light, and a shimmering shield expands around it, and it gains +2 bonus to AC, and your axe, right? Or your hammer? Your warhammer thunks off of this shimmering pink shield.
Oh, God. I don't think I have anything else I can do there. Just 2 attacks. Yeah, my spells are garbage. It's a garbage class. So I'm done. I'm done with my road.
4 attacks last turn.
And then I'm done. I'm done for the day.
Okay.
You do that once, you're toast.
Well,
he can't do anything else. He is useless.
Don't you just need a short rest?
You need a short rest. You literally have to stop for lunch, and you got it again.
Can I do that with the rest of my turn?
Cry more, Troy.
Can I have lunch for the rest of my turn?
Yeah,
what about a wisdom save?
Can I have some avocado toast and then be right back in it?
I can't do anything else.
You're fine. You just had a rough round. It's okay.
Boom. One hit. I got one hit.
All right.
What class are you?
I don't know.
He's
Eldritch
a fighter.
Knight.
He's a fighter.
Oh, right.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have in the center of the room, trying to save against this artifact. She fails. That's two failures. 2 failures. Again, failure good for you in this instance. Annihilisa, who would you like to annihilate next?
I would like to annihilate. Let's see. Does D&D diagonal movement work the same as Pathfinder? Where it's like every other diagonal is.
If you use your if you use that to measure, you can go that much. It'll tell you.
Okay, great. And is the okay? So the one unicorn to the south is alive.
Yeah, that one is alive. Sorry, I got a little lost in the sauce there, and I didn't put my X's in.
Not a problem at all. It's just going to be out of range for me, unfortunately. But hey, it is what it is.
You can use this turn to dash to try and get there. You can move 60 feet instead of 30 feet. You just wouldn't be able to attack.
You know what? That's okay. I don't think Annalisa is much of a dasher. She just walks with purpose toward the crystal, and ultimately toward knowing her companions have this unicorn in hand. She's going to move with purpose towards the paladin.
Sure.
Irina. And as she walks... Oh, by the way, Grant, thank you for reminding me. I forgot to mention that Annalisa has a dark gift as an evil paladin.
Yeah.
So when she killed the unicorn, from the unicorn she killed, she gained 4 temporary hit points.
Yep.
She's just so evil. So she gets 4 temporary hit points, and as she slowly walks, she's going to just lay a hand on her chest and cast Lay on Hands on herself and give herself 8 points of healing. This is kind of a cool and weird thing that I don't know how I feel, but I think I like it. It's just the Lay on Hands is just a pool of points that you can spend.
It's just a pool of points. You can spend as many as you want as an action on one person.
So as an action, you can spend however many you get 20 points between long rests.
You get 5 per level. 5 per level for each long rest. Do they refresh?
Yeah, so I just like the idea that you could use 1 point if you wanted to stabilize somebody. Or you could use 20 to really heal somebody up in one shot if it was necessary.
You can also use 5 at a time at a certain point to cure disease.
Yes, you can cure disease and poison as well. Yeah, if you use 5 HP of that 20.
Yeah, it's good to be the king, my friend, or the queen in Annalisa's case. All right.
And what I love, just no dice rolls. That's my favorite part about it. No rolling dice.
I knew something about you told me that it would be the one for
Zariel's blessing isn't random. She decides what you get. That's it. Period.
Amazing. Mordenkainen, you are facing a very angry unicorn on the ropes, and it's very confused about how this possibly could have happened. That's not me talking. That's the unicorn.
The unicorn talks. It's a miracle.
It's a miracle. Well, it's been talking this entire time. But yeah, what do you do to this bad boy?
Mordenkainen, Tensor Bigby, locks eyes with his spectral grandmother. He says, Gran, I know you always complained about the women I wouldn't bring home and about my general lack of initiative. Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Well,
I did. Oh, sorry. Yeah. She goes, well, of course I did. You never got up to anything good. You're a man after all. Only women are good at things in our culture.
that's true. That's very, very drow. Well, let me tell you something, Gran. I rolled for initiative twice today. And he unleashes a full attack.
Your
Rolls
brain, the
her
way your
eyes.
brain works. How?
So he rolls once. Ooh, 24 to hit on the first attack.
That'll hit.
Oh, natural 10. That is 16 points of damage.
All right.
Dude,
16 points of damage.
rolling rocks.
All
Second
right.
attack is... Oh, it didn't show up there. 16 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
And that is another 9 points of damage.
Sorry, I'm not happy for a reason. Okay.
What was that, Anne? What are you trying to telegraph?
Oh no, it's fine. I'm just still alive, and so I can still hurt some of you. That's
Okay.
what I want. That's what I want in my life. I'm hungry. Mama needs her afternoon drinky of blood. All right. I don't know who I am anymore. Okay, so this unicorn, is it its turn? I believe it is. No, it's Dexter's turn, and then Zelkor. Damn, you're all so strong, and you rolled so high.
Okay, so we've got one unicorn left,
Yeah,
and it's not looking great, I'm assuming.
no.
Well, let's do a little magic missile, shall we?
Yes, classic, dude.
You got me on the ropes.
I'm gonna cast it at second level so I get the extra missile. So that'll be... that is 6 points of damage between the two missiles.
6 points.
6 points.
All right. How do you want to end this unicorn's
There we
life?
go. Wow, you did it.
So Dexter is like, no more unicorn! And then shoots two missiles. They fly out and go straight into the unicorn's eyes,
All right.
into its brain.
Okay. Well, lots of brain on the show
Yeah.
today.
I think we've
So-
all been watching The Boys, and it's the problem.
So these
I think so,
tiny
Grant.
points of light, like knives, drive into this horse's skull as it rears backwards. You see these spectral knives glowing with radiance, and then explode. The unicorn's horn blasts off of its forehead and rolls onto the ground between Bodhi and Morty. And the battle comes to a close as you feel the thrumming of cold reach out from the crystal as you look at Irina there in the center, locked in this battle for her very soul. You see as ice has grown up her forearms and across her chest. She is gasping for breath, and her eyes have turned like into blue orbs as you watch the light of stars be drained out of them, flickering out one by one.
Oh, God.
She collapses to the ground, and in this moment, you hear slow clapping. Well, that was bracing, wasn't it? And you look up and you see the Fury standing in the mouth of the devil's face from the corridor that led you here. It looks like our arrangement has come to a stunning success for both of us. When you look up, or when you look back to the center of the room, you see that the altar is now open again and swallowing the shard back down into its depths. Oh, Grant, was that you wanting to do something, or?
I was just doing cool shard hand motions.
Okay, that's fine. I was like, yes, sir. What would you like to add? The floor pieces are all beginning to rise and return, floating upwards as chaos is reordered in the presence of this devil. And you see Irina's form there now laying next to the circular altar, somewhat transformed. Her plate, mirror black. Her shoulders have grown 2 gigantic gray wings with blood red tips. And she pushes herself to her feet once more. She says, the Erinyes reaches down a hand and says, "Rise, daughter." She looks at all of you with hatred. She says, "Worry not." By she, I mean the other Fury, the original Fury. Ilsabet says, "Worry not. Justice will come for all. That is our way. But we had a deal." And she sort of sits, she puts her hand on Irina's chest, who is still sort of in shock from all of this, and kind of just pushes her down to sit and wait on the altar. "Now, as for agreed upon payment, here are your souls." She snaps 5 times, and the coins appear before you again. In front of you, you are able to grasp them. She says, "Now up there, unfortunately, I do have some bad news. Your bodies have been burned to ash, so there's nothing left of them. So let's see, let's do a tally." She takes some glasses out from her pouch and looks at a little, demonic calculator that appears in a puff of sulfur next to her. And she says, "Let's see, that would be 25,000 gold worth of diamonds to resurrect each of you." Oh, that's quite a lofty sum, but I did promise. And that is what I will provide to anyone who cares enough about you all to try to resurrect you. So it will take a true resurrection spell. Again, very, very costly. I will provide the sum. Is there, I know you're a little rough around the edges, but is there anyone you know who likes you enough to attempt a true resurrection? That's the question.
No.
Well, patience is a virtue, I suppose. You'll just have to wait and see if anyone calls for you. But, of course, you can enjoy everything Avernus has to offer in the meantime.
No, hell's sort of bad. That's not a good deal at all.
I know. It's so terrible, isn't it?
I feel like... No, it's not. It's not funny.
Damn you, Anne.
Yeah, we've spent enough time traveling down your Fury Road. I think it's not fair.
Damn it. And she says, "Well, life isn't fair, now is it?"
Yeah, but we're dead,
she
so
grabs-
points turned around and made into a different sort of thing.
She says, "Well, finally, you've got a bit of spirit in you. I like that in my prey." Irina stands up, and they both extend their gigantic wingspans. And as she stands there, she says, the Erinyes, the first Erinyes, Ilsabet says, "Well, go on. Open up a little light for our exit." She sort of, Irina spits on the ground and takes her giant greatsword that was slung across her back and holds it up towards the roof of this temple, blasting a giant necrotic hole of energy as all of these rocks fall around you to the ground, and the red sky swallows them in a swirl of feathers as they are gone, leaving you all to wait.
Oh, God. Amazing.
And that's it, guys. That's the end of the one shot.
Yay!
Wow. Oh. Anne,
Great
you're
work,
a real
Anne.
jerk.
Great job.
You're a real
That was-
jerk.
Hell.
Yeah, no, but it's so great.
That was awesome. That was
I'm
really
so
well
glad
done.
you guys had fun. I know we went a little bit long, but I was like, we could just get these unicorns killed. I know we could do it together and get a real ending.
We did it. We did it.
Oh,
Well,
man.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you for
Thank
My
taking
you
the
pleasure,
time.
guys.
Thank you
My
so much
pleasure.
work.
My
Big
God.
applause.
And you did such a great job. Thank you so much.
That was really
It's my
cool.
pleasure. Guys, it's so cool.
Yeah.
It's
pretty
such an
fun.
honor.
Pretty fun if you're
5e's
actually
pretty
someone knows what
fun.
they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that helps a little bit, I think.
I had a great time. I really appreciate it. And I just want to let everybody know watching here that Anne is going to join me on Cannon Fodder next Friday.
You mean
and we're gonna delve
Anne and
all
Fodder?
Yeah, Anne and Fodder. We're gonna delve all into what happened here and this little session she ran for us, and I'm excited to look behind the scenes. I have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
and I have a
Glass
and
podcat.
I'm so fragile.
But yeah, I'm excited to have you on next Friday, and it's gonna be
My
great.
pleasure.
And,
Thanks, guys.
I had a great time tonight. Thank you so much.
I'm so glad. Hopefully we can do it again sometime.
Yes.
Well, we got to get out of hell, so let's see what happens. One night only?
One night
Thank you,
only.
Anne.
My
Thank
pleasure,
you,
guys.
We'll
Thanks
see
for
you.
having me.
We'll see you in hell.
Good night, everybody. See you.